When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty, to throw off such government and to provide new gods for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained. And when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish their right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable to them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together a legislative body that places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his measures. He has dissolved representative houses repeatedly for opposing with manly firmness his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time, after such dissolutions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative power, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise, the state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws for naturalization of foreigners, refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations hither, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of land. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amounts and payment of their salaries. He has erected a multitude of new offices and sent hither swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. He has kept among us, in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He has effected to render the military independent of and superior to the civil power. He has combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our Constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, for quartering large bodies of armed troops among us, for protecting them by a mock trial from punishment for any murders which they should commit on the inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefits of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offenses, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein an arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our government, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with power to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burned our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the work of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy, scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens, taken captive on the high seas, to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us, and has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers the merciless Indian savages, whose known rule of warfare is an indistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our emigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity. And we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and of consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which denounces our separation and hold them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by authority of the good people of these colonies solemnly publish and declare that these united colonies are, and of a right ought to be, free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and to do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Love it. You guys know we love that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Declaration of Independence, written by a great man, Thomas Jefferson, from Virginia. I used to live in Virginia for a while. And the man that read that great document was a great man. His name was John F. Kennedy Jr. And I got something for you on him. He's a great man as well. Just in case you forgot, take a look at this. Let's play this real quick.
In the long history of the world, only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger. I do not shrink from this responsibility. I welcome it. I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation.
Take a look right here to his right. That's his vice president, LBJ. And let me say, man, it's the people that get you. You think it's your enemy, but it'll always be someone like this, unfortunately.
the energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Same thing with Bitcoin. Ask not what Bitcoin can do for you. What can you do for Bitcoin? Don't ask God what he can do for you. He already sent his son here to die for us. Ask what you can do for God and your family in this country, like that great man said. And I love the combination of Thomas Jefferson, who wrote the Declaration of Independence, and that great man, John F. Kennedy Jr., who read it. And just as a reminder, guys, that we're fighting against a lot of evil stuff here. And again, they're gonna try to fool us with the dividing stuff, with the right versus left, and I fall for it too. And I know one side is a little worse than the other, actually a lot worse. But just remember the powers that be that are trying to keep us separate. And again, the people that are here today, I couldn't ask for a better group of people to stand alongside of me to fight against the evilness and the wickedness of these demons of the money printer, and also trying to lie to everybody around the world. And again, we have to stand up and fight against the evilness and the tyranny. What is up, guys? It is Thursday, September 25th, 2025. As you can see here, we're at the Bitcoin block height of 916,387. TikTok, next block. Welcome in, everybody. What's going on? Let's do a roll call real quick. Greg, what's up, brother? Happy Thursday, Jerry. How are you, sir? Good to see you, man. Philly. What's up, brother? I'll put you up here. I didn't even realize you were first. My man, Philly, out there in Arizona. You didn't get a chance to catch the Charlie Kirk Memorial, did you? Backpacker, what's up, man? Thank you for the messages, man. I seen them all. I just couldn't respond to all of them, but I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. Like and share. Hi, Jerry. Hey, Fanny. How are you? How are you guys? Backpacker and Fanny and the kids. How you guys doing? Always good to see you guys. Casey Love. Hey, Jerry. Hey, Casey. How are you, lovely lady? Good to see you, man. Love that picture. The great divide is no accident. It's orchestrated by the elites. United, we are unstoppable. Exactly. Even for the people we disagree with, guys. Just because we disagree with them politically does not mean they're our enemies. And I'm telling you that. Okay, it's hard to say that in this environment. But again, we got to get them on our side. Hi, Greg. And the two other lurking. Yes. Hey, Fanny. Hiya. Smash that like. Jenny, legendary. Jenny coming through again. Jenny, I appreciate you. I looked down at my phone. I said, oh, wow. Because I cleared out my wallet. And I did a UTXO. I sent a UTXO off, and I don't have a lot of sats in here. So when this came through, Jenny, I said, wow, thank you so much. Jenny Legendary sent a Jenny Zap, a Gen Zap. And that really helps, Jenny. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. Good to see you, Jenny. Jen, Casey, hey. Hey, Casey. Greg, boom. Hello, my Jen. Hello, everybody, fam. Kiddos, all say hi. Yes. Another one from Jenny. Jeez. Jenny sends another Jenny Zap. Thank you so much, Jenny. Wow. That's a lot of sats, man. And that really helps, and that's very much appreciated. Because if it wasn't for you, I'd be out here slaving in DoorDash, trying to get you guys as much information as I can every single day, 7 days a week, so we can fight these battles together. And again, Bitcoin is one tool in our toolbox, our utility belt, but we got some other tools as well. So thank you again, Jenny. Hiya, Backpacker Munchkins. We are just hanging outside listening to Jerry. Nice. That's what I like to hear. Rizna, happy Friday, everyone. Blessed Friday. Well, it's Thursday here for us, but happy Friday to you. Hello, brother Jerry. How are you? I'm good. Wow, Bitcoin is dipping. Hey, people. Blunt Man. Steven, what's up, my boy? My man, how are you, sir? Blunt Man, Bitcoin. Always good to see my neighbor. It's cooling off in Vegas, huh, brother? I'm going to Winco today too, Steven, I think. I believe I am. I gotta get a few things up there. Hello, Resna. Hey, Jen, Backpacker, Resna, and Blunt Man, puff up, pass, and smash by. Yes. Hey, Casey. Sup, Jerry? Hey, Greg. Hey. Hey, hello, Fanny Packer. Have a nice day. Sup, Fanny? My sister blocked my number because I voted for Trump. Ira, wow. Who's surprised? That's what I'm saying. We gotta get rid of that stuff, man. You know what I mean? Solar Satoshi, what's up, my boy? How are you, man? Welcome back in. Got a good show for you today, hopefully. Gonna watch a few videos. And we're going to do our thing. We're going to talk about free speech, too, because YouTube has been censoring a lot of people if you haven't seen that. Oh, slice my thumb with a paper cutter. Went to ER and all good, though. Oh, what? Who, you? Fanny or one of the kids? Blunt Man 420, boom. Sup, Backpacker? Hey there, Solar, what's good? Oh, man, I hate to hear that. Fanny? Solar, boom. Rizna, boom. Mining, building new stand for my Avalons on CAD. Got my first bidax today, too. Nice, bro. Nice. Hey, Greg, Casey Love, Blunt Man, Bickle, hola, yes. Sin Diesel's in the house. Sin, what's up, bro? I see you in a minute. How are you, man? Oh, my goodness. This is a pleasant surprise. The Renaissance man, my sensei. What's going on, Sin? How are you, man? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, bro. Appreciate that. Casey Love, Sin Diesel, hiya. Good to see Sin. We did two offloaded. Yes, had to do it. Hey, your brother, BTC Backpacker. Hello, Casey says. Sin with the win-win. Hola, Jen. How are you? Jay, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. I'm going to put y'all triple B's up on here, too. Bitcoin, bacon, booty. Boy, I tell you, like we were saying yesterday, we haven't seen this country this divided since maybe the 60s. I don't know. Everybody's divided on all fronts, man. It's crazy. Hello, Fanita, Jay and Triple B's. Jay, glad you are here. Cindy's, I'm fantastic. How are you? Did you have a good day? Good question. Hello, Jen. What's up, Sin? Hi, good people. Yo, Jay, VHL. What's up, Jerry and fam? How you doing, sir? Love seeing you guys come up in here, man. Good to see you, VHL. How are you today, man? When we sparking it up. Spoof app will get you past that, bro, man. Me, Jerry. Oh my God, Fanny. Seriously? Oh, everything okay? You said you're okay now. Damn, I hate to hear that. I'm getting addicted to these conversations, Jerry. Good work, sir. Oh, no doubt. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I'm getting addicted to you being here, Casey. Happy to hear that, Jen. I've had a relaxing day. Hope enjoying what appears to be fall on the way in our part of the woods. Nice, man. Nice. VHF, my guy. Let's go. Casey, love, right. It's very family like it is. It's getting cooler here too, Cindy. Grego, boom, Fanny, love. What's good, Geraldo? I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just chilling, man. I've just been hanging out today, getting some info for y'all. Doing a little exercising, cleaning up the house. I'm a single grandpa. So I've been doing my thing, man. I've just been chilling out today. How about you, bro? Just chilling. Cindy's, is it fall or is it fake fall? Right. Sup, Jan? Thanks for the advice. Dip, dippity dip. Love these red days. Yes. I've been trying to figure out why it dipped. I perplexied it, AI'd it, or whatever. Chat GPT'd it. Just don't ask why I know that app. Oh, blessed Friday. Nice. I'm out for a few minutes. Okay. Triple B's in the easy. Jen, fallish temps are low 90s, upper 80s. But that damn humidity refuses to kick rocks. Wow. Except without the humidity. Like right now, today is this is so much different from where I'm from, man. Right now it is 90 degrees today, and it's a nice day today, Sin. VHF in the house. Greg, boom. Hello, Freedom Fam. Hello, Emily, get sats. Emily, the beautiful one. Emily, how are you, man? I know it's good weather out there in California. Good to see you. We're gonna watch some videos today. You know why I like watching videos? I feel like we're learning in a classroom, and I loved when a teacher or the teacher too, but if a substitute teacher come in and play the movies, I'm like, oh, I could chill today. Video is blocked. Hold on. Copyrighted content been detected in your video. Break into okay, okay. Yeah, they just blocked one of my videos. That's what I'm saying, man. This platform is doing some stuff. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. I just got an email saying one of my videos are blocked. The other day when I did the breaking news video, they just told me it's blocked. Cindy's, oh, that's the worst. VHF, Jen. How's the thumb, Fanny? Emily. Defias leader. How are you, man? Are you a Bitcoiner? Hola, Ems. Hi, Jen and Nico. The ER is like our second home. LOL. Me too, man. I'll be going up there too. Emily, the sat getter. Jen, good, very sore, cleaned, and have a splint. Nice. I mean, it'll get better though. BTC back fam, backpacker fam. Hello all. Glad it's clean, but yeah, it'll be sore for a bit. Yeah, that sucks, man. Saying VHFM, boom, sounds good, Mr. Steele. Your Mr. Steele, your big mama. Yeah, man. Hey, don't bring it around me. It's humid as hell outside that rain we just had. Yeah, I took a walk around the block, man. It's hot as a motherfucker out there. Packer, boom. Emily, the kids say hi. Anonymous blushing, but girls saying hi, Emily. Yes. B to the pizzle. Boom. Hello, DeFi's later. I know you. Anonymous. What a roster. Yeah. What a roster. LOL, OFC. You do. You do. Hello, Jay. I loved sleeping through those videos. The ones I made? Thank you, Jerry Lover. You guys are going to move to the background for a while. I dropped my dinner that I made yesterday when transferring it to a fridge bowl. It was a huge mess, so now I got to cook again. Oh, shit. Don't you hate that, man? Don't you hate that? Where's Sharon? I love Sharon. She's probably in the background. She'll show up when Jor does, right? Yeah, but Jerry, you ain't that teacher you've been showing on your channel. What's her name? Miss Houston. Great. What's up, bro? We just got done watching Miss Houston. And I learned so much. She's such a good teacher, man. I said, Miss Gray, can you do that again, please? But she didn't respond to me. I kept raising my hand. She didn't respond to me. Yeah, still am. Okay. Defias. Okay, let me put you on the wheel, bro. Defias. What? I'm just not familiar with you because you don't come in too much. You got a different name too. But thank you so much for coming in. Defias leader. Good to see you, brother. Rolling in the TV on that cart was so amazing to see. I used to love substitute teachers. Yeah. That's why we watch videos up in here, man. Hello, Sensei. Hola, Sensei. Time to start streaming on Rumble too, Jerry, and post Zap stream. Yeah, I know. Grace. Yeah. Peace. Jay, boom. More exposure. Yeah, I know. Too bad I don't know how to simulcast, simultaneously cast yet. Gray Motion, hello. Gray, hey there. Salute to you. Backpacker, yes, that sub that let us watch the Bone Collector was epic, but I'm guess it's also why it is the last time we saw her. Oh wow. Hey y'all, Triple B's, what's up, young lady? How are you? I got you on the wheel. Good to see you. YouTube, yes, I know. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Blunt Man, hi. Rudy Gamer, what's up, brother? He's back. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I'm like your substitute teacher in here, man. You guys been watching really, informative videos all day, and you've been downloading this and downloading that. But when you come to me, I'm like the sub teacher, man. We're gonna have some fun up in here. You know what I mean? Hey, Emily, how you doing? Hey there, Triple B's. Jerry, don't bring your granny. Don't bring your granny around me, true friend, for real. Call me Grandpappy. Hey, man. Oh my gosh. Oh, he does it once a show, man. Oh my gosh, so you are a fool, bro. Oh my god, that is so funny. I'm stealing that one, man. That is too funny, too. Hey, Rudy, Louise. Oh, those are my exact words. Yes, sucks, brother Jerry. He's my friend. Okay, Rudy. Oh my god, Sin is a fool, man. Hiya, pal. Good to see you. Yes, Rizda, raising your hand, huh? What was that? Hey, Sin, I'm in the living room with my grandson, man. I can't do nothing else, bro. Oh my god. Raise your hand, huh? Was that the only thing? Yeah, that was the only thing. Anonymous totally agrees with you, and our girls too. Very educational. Yes. Yeah, I work a bit, so catch you when I'm free. Okay. Shit is killing me, y'all, man. Oh, Wikify, how are you doing, Great Motion? We love you, man. We sure do. Great Motion, boom. Emily, 14 hours, 7 days a week for work. Oh, well, wow. Seriously? Hey, how's it going? Dean, what's up, bro? Oh, my God. Sin is a dang on fool, man. Dean, it's happy Friday for you, ain't it? How's the little one and how are you, sir? How's the weather out there anyway? Greets, Freedom family. Trust all as well. And Jen, no fake fall here. Snowing about 45 miles from me this week. Wow. Seriously? Cindy's, I cannot with you. Ha, I know. Yeah, that's funny, man. He's killing me right now. Eek, yeah, you get the real fall. I'm kind of jealous. Yeah, Sin, yeah, he's killing me right now, man. He is killing me. Jerry, this is church. The Church of Jerry. I doubt that very much. I was talking about your blood pressure falls. Okay. I mean, that was going up too. Yeah, yeah. Indeed, you were talking about blood pressure, about pressure, all right. Yeah, some pressure, all right. The Lightning Network has 3,880 Bitcoin on it. Does it really? Wow, Sin Diesel, sir. You got an additional info pin setting up in your little miner. I make sure to mention before I leave. Boom. Okay. Apparently, okay. At Jen, I plead the fifth. If y'all know, y'all know. Oh my God, that was a funny scene, boy. Oh my gosh. I wasn't expecting to laugh like this today. Cindy, the only award I'll ever win is best at saying what we're all thinking. I'll call it out fast. That's right. Hi, everyone. Kramer, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. How are you? Kramer's back. We're going to watch a slew of videos today. I'm not going to lie, man. I wake up every day checking my YouTube channel to see if it's still on. Kramer Industries. Hi, Kramer. Hey, Kramer. Hello. Yeah. All right, let's do some spins, guys. Let's see. We're at the Bitcoin block height right now of 916,390, but we're going to start at 387. All right. The block subsidy for the miners is 3.125, but for us, it's 100 sats per spin. So good luck for 387, Jenny, for this Thursday, September 25th, 2025. And let's spin it and let's see who's going to be the first winner. Holler. Holler really, really loves this wheel. He really does. You don't believe me? Take a look.
Spin that wheel. Here it's real. Such a flying. That's the deal. Round it goes. Watch it land. Bitcoin prices in your hand.
We love Holler. Trey Day, what's up, my boy? Good to see you, Trey. How are you doing? Usually you here this early. My man, Trey Day. Good to see you, bro. We got a good show for you today, man. Got a array of topics we're going to talk about. Good to see you, Trey. How was your day today, young man? You forgot to rig it again. I'm sorry. I know. Holler. What's up, everybody? Hope all is well. Holler. Trey, man. Holler. Spin that wheel. Trizzy. Hi, Jen, Emily, Lauren. Doing good. Thanks for Doing good. Thanks for asking. How's my fam today? We're good so far. Hey, Trey. Happy fall, y'all. Hey, Maggie. What's up, beautiful lady? How are you? I ain't seen you in a few days. Maggie, do you want me to send them to you or you get them on your own? Or let me keep sending them to you like I used to? Congrats, Holler. I love you, Maggie. You know that. Hola, Megs. Megan23. Hola. Megan, hi. Yes. 387 goes to Holler. Let's see if we can get 388. We got 23 in here for Megan. That's her favorite number. And look at Rudy Gamer with a 2-3 at the end. Wow. Maggie 23, Rudy Gamer 1-2-3. And now we got 21 in. Rudy, congratulations, sir. Congratulations, my brother. Rudes. Megan, hi. Rudy, woohoo, Rudes. We missed you, Sin. I know you're a busy guy, man. When you come in, it's all good, brother. I love having you here, man. Know that. Spaceman. Hey, everybody. Hope you're all feeling groovy tonight. We are, Spaceman. Good to see you, sir. How are you? He's back. Spaceman. Why would you not come back here? If you love Bitcoin, why would you not be here, man? Get these free sats, huh? Congrats, Rudy. Spaceman. I like that number, Rudy Gamer. My B-Day is 123. Yes, it is. 12392. That's the year you were born, right, Maggie? All right, Rudy, where you at, brother? You got to be here, man. I don't know if you're on the big screen. You got to go pick up your phone real quick. I'm back, Jerry. Okay, Casey, we got you. I didn't take you off the wheel. If you'd have won, I would have just gave you the set, so don't worry about it, honey. I'll give Rudy another minute or two because he was just here. He's got 388. Let's see if he can win 389. I didn't take you off, Casey. You're still on, honey. You are still on. Jay. Jay, you're the winner. Grasshopper, look at that smile. How are you, ma'am? How's the hubby? How's the family? And how are you today, Grasshopper? Good to see you, ma'am. Let me put you on the wheel. Good lady. Smile will light up the whole room when she walks in. Grasshopper. Good to see you, ma'am. Rudy. Grasshopper. Hey, Grasshopper. Woohoo. Jay. You got that money. Congratulations. Hey, Emily. Hola, Grasshopper. Everything's good, bro. Clocked out work early, gearing up for these 3 days off. Feet kicked up, had to chime in early. It's always a good time. That's what's up, bro. I appreciate you joining your day off with me, man. I know you're a busy dude too, Trey. I know you getting on them ladies, man. So, yo, Trey, congratulations, Jay. Bless your heart, Lemmy. You know I'm late 70s, baby. Yeah, I know. I'm mid 70s, baby. Busy week. Barely made it tonight, Jerry. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Grasshopper. Hey, Sin Diesel. All right, where's Rudy now? GE Central Banks. Sure, for the score. What's up, man? How are you, sir? My man John for the score. Right here, brother. Joe, I watched your walking video today. That was a good one, man. Kind of reminds me of myself without the dog. I like those videos, Joe. Hey, all. Sorry if I missed some names. Emily, Sin Diesel, Grasshopper. How many kiddos do you have? Hi, Hopper. Good luck, everyone. No doubt. We put Arm Dog on the list too. While we're at it. I don't see Rudy Gamer, man. I got to take you off the wheel, bro. I'm sorry. I know you were here. I don't know if you're doing something, but you got to be here to win. I'll give you one more spin. I'll give you one more chance. Congrats, Holler. Jor is in the house. He's the kind of Fiat. What's up, my man? Backpacker, sup, pal? How everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. All right, Jay wants 389. Let's see who win 390. If he's not back, if my boy's not back, Rudy, then we'll spin back. We'll spin the block back. Look at it. Look at that. Your family wins back to back. J and Triple B's. Backpacker, 2 girls. So nice. 390 Triple B's. Yep. I got to take you off, Rudy. I'm sorry. We're gonna do it again. Lauren's not here, huh? I was gonna make a joke to Lauren. I'm gonna say, as soon as I take him off, he's gonna come in. Hey, thanks thanks. I won. Thanks. Go back in time. 388. Heavy shake today, Hopper. Oh, the king of Fiat. The king of Fiat. My bad. The king of Fiat. King, Jerry. Don't mind my fat finger mention. Don't mind me, my dyslexia either. I should have known that. Fanny Packer, you're the winner. What luck, right? Good game, Triple B's. Hey, VHF, Triple B's. Yes, I took a page out of your book with the walking videos. Well, I didn't make that up. Your walking videos are a lot more scenic than mine. Because you got Iron Dog, you got the woods and the dirt road. That's so cool, man. That's my dream to live out there like that, man. You live in a dream, Jor, for real. Trips, Trizips. Backpacker, woohoo. Congratulations. Good game, Fanny. Finita. Good game, Fanny. Fanny Packer, woohoo. Jordan Arnie, yes. Love it. Congrats, Rudy. Fanny, something just happened on strike, guys. What happened? Oh, look at Jenny. My gosh. Jenny, thank you so much. That's our third one today with a Gen Zap. Jenny, legendary. That's a legendary zap. Jenny, thank you so much. Seriously. It's a lot of damn sats, man. I really appreciate that. Jor, how old is Arnie? Hey, M. Yes, more sats for the ER. BTC Fanny Packer. Yes. Fiat. Take me off the wheelchair. There's something I have to deal with. Good night, all. Maybe I'll be back. Okay, VHF. Sorry about that, brother. Hope everything's good, man. Hope all is good. Hola, Jordan and Arnito. Peace, VHF. Yeah. So as you can see from the title of this video, united we stand, divided we fall. And we got a lot of things right now pulling us apart, including in the Bitcoin space with the Bitcoin knots versus core debate. Matthew Cratter made a video today that I watched that I really enjoyed. He's been one of the catalysts, him and Bitcoin Mechanic and others, on why these Bitcoin devs have left the farm. And we're going to react to Matthew Cratter's video and then another video about knots. So we're going to do that first. And then we're going to get into some other stuff. What's up, Luther? Size of a van? Dros? What's up, Luther? Size of a van? Dros? Huh. Some the size of a van? Dros? Is that what you're saying? That was actually pretty good. That was pretty good. Later, VHF. You got good walking videos, Jerry. Homeless, crazy people in high population. Yes. Crazy. Okay, here's Rudy. Your way, man. I took you off the wheel, brother, because you wasn't here. You got to get caught up, man. VHF, be safe. Have a great evening. Rudy, yeah, you didn't win, brother. You got to be here to win. I'm sorry. I'll put you back on the wheel, though, sir. That's one of the things you got to be here. If you're gonna win free sats, you got to keep up with the live guys. That's one of the prerequisites. All right, Jerry, move into the background. Okay, if you win, I got you, Jenny. No doubt. But we're gonna watch Cratter, and then we're gonna watch another video on knots and core. And again, we can't even with the core people, we can't ostracize these people. I mean, the core people, because again, outside of the devs, because there's only a handful of devs, there's some people that are still yelling and screaming from both sides at each other. And I'm just like, look, guys, we're all in the same game. We're all Bitcoiners. So we got to stand united, man. We can't be bickering with each other. Meanwhile, the central banks and the people that are trying to co-op our money are working together to destroy us. We can't destroy us from within. And I know that's what they're trying to do. But again, just as a reminder, we are stronger when we're united. You know what I mean? And we got to stay united. So without further ado, let's check out Matthew Cratter's video, which is called First Do No Harm to Bitcoin. Let's do it.
Matthew Cratter's Bitcoin. This is Matthew Cratter's Bitcoin University. Today I want to talk about first do no harm to Bitcoin. This comes from the Latin phrase primum non nocere. Always good advice for doctors, and probably should have been followed a bit more closely since.
Yes, let me just stop right there. Do no harm. my motto, and this is why I love Matthew Cratter, and I love the name of this video. Me and my grandson went and got some tacos yesterday, and my grandson made an absolute mess, right? Absolute mess, and mess on the floor and everything else, right? And so what I did was I asked the owners of the restaurant, I said, or the workers, I said, hey, can I get a broom? And they said, why is that? I said, I don't want to clean up this mess. They go, oh, we got it. I said, no, I want to clean up the mess. Because I like to be, when I go somewhere, even though the floor was not dirty, but it wasn't the cleanest floor, I like to leave a place better than when I took it. And my motto is whatever I'm doing, even if it's benefits me, and I don't care how much it benefits me, I will not do harm to others. And there are people out here that will benefit themselves knowing they're harming others. And, I know you guys don't do that. I know you guys will never harm anybody. But just as a reminder, do the best you can to not harm anybody at all. And you got to ask yourself, when you see a protocol like this, with the new update of version Core 30, is it going to hurt people? And I think it will. So I love this.
2020. But today we're talking about Bitcoin, of course, and it's yet another way of making the same point that I made in yesterday's video, which was called Risk Analysis 101 for Bitcoin Core devs. I talked about some of the good things that could be coming out of Core 30, like good mempool fee estimation, good block relay, good block propagation, etc. I went on to say these all sound like worthy goals, but are they really worth destroying Bitcoin in the process? Because best case scenario, all these things are improved. And then we talked about some of the worst case scenarios. And it's very important to consider this. It doesn't appear to me that the Bitcoin Core devs have considered the downside as well as they should have. And now we have Michael Saylor weighing in on the debate by retweeting this video that was compiled by Bitcoin Anon. This is Peter McCormick on what Bitcoin did and talking to Michael Saylor. So let's listen to the first 2 minutes of this.
There's like a new guard of Bitcoin developers and an old guard of Bitcoin developers. The old guard's very conservative, and the new guard is wanting to move out of the way because they want to do things, want to build things.
If you were to ask me my opinion on Bitcoin development, I would say considerate and conservative. I think ossification is a straw man put forth by people that have a progressive proposal. And if someone says, hold it now, let's think about it, right? They can say, well, you just don't want to change anything. Well, I mean, the truth is, I think it's a mistake to presume that you have to change the protocol in order for Bitcoin to be successful.
Right. Okay. So you could almost like partition this between what is opcodes and expansion of what the protocol can do versus, when, like you said, integrity and security, protection of the network from catastrophic failures.
Lauren, what's up, sir? How are you? Good to see you, man. Better late than never, but never late is better. That's what my military guys used to say. How you doing, Lauren? Yeah, I love what they're talking about here, right? What they're basically saying is, with Bitcoin, when you want to make a change, you got to move slow, super, super slow. The slower, the better. And be conservative, right? I mean, we're all kind of conservative. Bitcoin is the ultimate conservative money, right? We don't print a bunch. We don't move fast. We think slow. And that's what we have to do. Doing good, thanks. Good to hear that, Lauren. Good to see you, man. Thanks for coming in.
Attacks, hacks. Are you seeing those as two different things?
Defend the network. Don't F with the network. Make sure the network is healthy. Don't introduce risks, unnecessary risks to the network that might infect it with the disease.
So that's the basic message. I think it's an important message. But what's really exciting is when you fast forward all the way to the end of this video, it looks like Michael retweeted this video without making any changes to it. And it ends saying, protect the network, don't F with the network, which is what he just said in that video, run knots.
Love it. I love that. Yeah, he's so spot on. And I love that. I mean, you just know when you have good ethics, right? When you're a good person and you think from that standpoint of, you put God in your life, you put your family in your life, you be a good person, treat people well, treat others like you want to be treated, love thy neighbor, don't do anything to hurt anybody. When you see these core devs acting the way they're acting, just like, I can't do this. That's why I was so animate about it, man. Naming my kids Mike and Saylor. Yes. That's why I couldn't mess with Core. And I'm so glad Saylor, because again, he's a new OG, right? He's a new big boy. He's not Adam back in the guys he's going to be talking about this video. He hasn't been around that long. He's relatively new. He's only been around a little over 5 years. But he wants to keep the network intact, moving slowly, and become a real good money. And that's why he's saying run knots. And this is the ultimate, to me, this is the ultimate marketing tool for running knots on your node.
So I would take this as at least a subtle endorsement of knots, which is great to hear Michael weighing in on this. If you want to hear a little bit more about what he had to say about Bitcoin knots back in June, I'll put a link to this in the description notes below. So that's very exciting news. Michael Saylor coming out in favor of Bitcoin knots. And now we also have, this is absolutely unbelievable as well, the chairman of Binance. I never thought I'd be saying these words. Gabriel Abed is saying Bitcoin is decentralized money, not. So it looks like Binance.
Wow, that's a surprise. Binance saying they're running knots? Again, man, when are these people going to capitulate? And I got a video for this for the core boys. They're getting a lot of heat and pressure on these people, man. You know what I mean? My son's nickname is Son Toshi, Satoshi Ray's son. Nice, Casey. Nice. Binance is running knots. Wow.
will be running knots, if I'm interpreting this correctly, or at least he's coming down and taking a stance against Bitcoin Core and what they're trying to do with Core 30. So this is very courageous and very exciting to see as well. It's really, yesterday was a very, very significant day for our fight against this release of Bitcoin Core 30. As Jim points out here, when will Bitcoin Core swallow their pride and admit they made a mistake? It isn't too late to delay the release of version 30 and consider the ridiculous position they've taken. So I still hold out hope for this, that they can sort of keep their egos in check, swallow their pride, and not roll out this disastrous update, which is Bitcoin Core 30. Also wanted to touch on a couple other issues. This was the cycle. Unfortunately, it appears we lost Adam Back, as I talked about Adam Back running malware, coming out firmly in favor of changing Bitcoin and changing mempool policy in Bitcoin Core 30, saying he's going to run Bitcoin Core 30.
That's sad to hear that, man, because Adam Beck was on our side for a minute. It sounded like, and then all of a sudden he did a freaking 180 again. Because first he was kind of against it, then he was kind of neutral on the fence, and then he looked like he was going with us, and now he's saying he's going to run freaking Core, which is sad, man, because a lot of people are going to follow him just based on him being an OG and him being, you know, the guy that made BitGold and one of the guys that the pioneers for cryptocurrency and possibly Satoshi, some people think. So that's sad to hear that, man. It really is.
And unfortunately, it looks like we've lost another legend as well in this battle, Greg Maxwell, coming out, I should say actually crashing out in the most spectacular fashion, basically on the Bitcoin mailing list, saying, if you need, this is a quote from Greg Maxwell, because if you need to regulate traffic through your node, there's one simple, perfectly effective way: blocks only. Any other way is ineffective. And then he goes on to say that basically, if you were taking control of your own mempool and filtering like everyone has done, even people running Bitcoin Core software since 2014 and before, that if you want to filter your mempool, it's basically as if you are living in an authoritarian culture and you're publicly stoning people caught fornicating. And then he has this phrase, technology can enable distributed authoritarianism. So he's equating authoritarianism with everyone individually choosing their own node.
What in the hell is he talking about? We're authoritarian because we want to choose what we want to have on our going through our nodes. Like, what is he talking? These people, I don't know, man. I don't really know that guy. I watched a documentary or two about him. He's one of the OGs too, and I don't know, man. It's like, are these people like bought and paid for, or like what are they doing, man? I don't get it.
Mempool policy. As Mechanic sums it up here, quote, if you don't relay what you deem to be spam around Bitcoin, that is equivalent to stoning fornicators to death. What planet is Greg on? And Giacomo Zucco writing, I often parroted the kill your hero, the quote unquote kill your hero bit, but I just had to kill people I superficially supported after some agreement, often equally superficial. Until now, I had not seen my literal Bitcoin hero, namely Greg Maxwell, who was, it's hard to understate how important he was, especially in the earlier years and especially during the block size war years. He was really one of the good guys, as was Adam Back. But as Giacomo writes here, until now, I have not seen my literal Bitcoin hero becoming batshit crazy, absurdly arrogant, and totally, utterly, hysterically irrational. I guess I was repeating the slogan without real understanding of the horrible feeling. Well, growing up, I guess.
What happened to these cyberpunks, man? What happened to these guys? You know what I mean? It's just basically, I'm serious, man. It's like, I don't know, man. It's almost like Cash Patel, right? Cash Patel is totally against all this stuff. Hashtag SYH. I don't get it, Sin. I don't get it, man. Collective good thinking, the new world order stuff, Jared. Deranged individuals, too many drugs. Yeah. It's like you see Cash Patel and freaking Dan Bongino doing all these things, and as soon as they get the job, they just completely change. I know it's just not apples to apples, but we're right on the cusp, man. We're we got ETFs going and we got governments holding it and all this stuff, and now you want to let a bunch of BS come on the freaking. I don't get it, man. I think there's more going on behind the scenes with Cash. Oh yeah, for sure. Haven't given up on him yet. Me neither. He's doing good work on other things, but the major stuff he's screwing up, man. It's just too many eyes on him. You know what I mean? But again, he can't. He's the head, but he's not the head. Those shoulder taps go hard. Come here. Yes, they do, man.
And here's another note from Greg Maxwell to the list. And this is in response to a BIP that a mempool policy BIP, essentially. Greg writes, this appears to substantially misunderstand the purpose of the mempool broadly in the network. Its purpose is to model what will get mined. If you're not doing that, you might as well set blocks only. Significant discrepancies are harmful to the system and promote centralization and fail to achieve a useful purpose in any case. What marginal benefits might be provided do not justify building and deploying the technological infrastructure for massive censorship. This is just crazy talk. People basically filtering out their mempools as they've always done, that this is somehow infrastructure for massive censorship. And then Greg also goes on to write, if you think this is important, I advise you to select another cryptocurrency which is compatible with such authoritarian leanings. Though I am unsure if any existence, it is such a transparently pointless direction. And Mechanics sums this up. According to Greg, having dynamic control over what your node accepts and rejects is authoritarian. I don't really know how to explain this further. Nodes are not a free service you run on behalf of miners. And it's very important to see, Greg is again talking about this idea of mempool consistency. If you're not making your mempool look like what's going to be mined, you are doing things wrong. This is a complete reversal of how Bitcoin Core has always treated Bitcoin and the mempool. 2014 Bitcoin Core, we will defend the network from the spammers with our filters. This was the whole Opportune Wars, which we've spoken about. 2025 Bitcoin Core, Adam Back, Greg Maxwell, all these legends, basically saying you're a fascist if your own mempool doesn't match what a malicious miner wants to mine.
Same with the Democrat Party. The Democrat Party, they wanted law and order. They wanted a closed border. They wanted a balanced budget. You know, they wanted peace, no war, and now they're the complete opposite. It's like, what are you guys doing, man? Like, what are we talking about right now?
In summary, Core is definitely cooked, and it's very sad to have to slay your heroes, metaphorically, of course, like Adam Back and Greg Maxwell. But again, this is Bitcoin. We don't trust the experts. We think through these things. And when the previous experts diverge from what they themselves were saying a few years ago, you know something is wrong. And I don't know what exactly is up here. All I know is that Adam Back and Greg Maxwell have this completely wrong. We believe in mempool autonomy and self-sovereignty. This is how Bitcoin has always functioned. It looks like the exodus away from Bitcoin Core to Bitcoin Knots continues, currently at almost 21% of the network and holding strong. If you want to learn how to run a Bitcoin Knots node and support the movement and help to not relay spam on the network and have a clean mempool, I'll put a link to these resources, how to run a Bitcoin Knots node, and free resources. You can either download Bitcoin Knots on your laptop or desktop. You can also run a personal server that you buy from Star9 or Umbral, or that you build yourself using a mini PC. So these are all those free resources you can check out. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe and like buttons. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I publish my next video. And let me know your questions and comments in the comment section below. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Love Matthew Cratter. He calls them out no matter what. Absolutely love it. Spot on. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy when you see these people do a 180. Okay, we got 395. Do a 180 on things that are just basic, like basic common sense stuff. But again, common sense ain't common anymore, unfortunately. It's sad, man. What's going on is really sad. So having a fence lock front door security system in order to filter who or what enters my domain makes me an authoritarian. Apparently so. According to him. According to him, it does. Then it does me too, saying, yeah, it's just, again, what's up is down is up. And these ain't stupid people we're talking about here, guys. So I don't know. All right, that was block 390 that Triple B's won. Let's do 391. Blocks are coming out pretty fast right now, guys. Dean, yep. Congratulations, Dean, if you're still here. But yeah, where we at now? So Bitcoin has quote unquote dipped today. Whoever thought that, right? 109,000 be a dip. KC says congratulations. Good game, Dean. Lawrence Stern, make it make sense, exactly. Congrats, Dean. Lovely, yes. With that accent of yours. We're at $109,140 today, guys. But most importantly, you can get 916 Satoshis for $1 today, guys. The market cap for Bitcoin is 2.18 roughly. And we're number 8 right now on the list. So not bad. But we're climbing slowly but surely. We know that. And again, man, while this quote unquote dip is going on, which again, that's what we started at the month. We're probably even for the month right now. We started off like 108, 109. So we broke even. Get them while they're cheap, man. Get them while they're cheap. Dean, congratulations for winning block 391. Let's see if we can win 392. My man Jay, I know he's here. The US dollar has been doing its thing over the last 5 days. This is 5-day chart, yeah. So it's up a little bit. But according to is this Perplexity? Yeah, Perplexity. Says Bitcoin is crashing due to a combination of large-scale liquidations. Key drivers behind the crash: large-scale liquidations, weak ETF inflows, rising U.S. dollar, macroeconomic uncertainty, flash crash, and volatility. The market reaction: Bitcoin has dropped below key support levels, briefly trading at 109,500, down roughly 3.7% in the last 24 hours. So there's always a reasoning for the crazy stuff. 17% for the month, Jerry. What's that, Gray? Yep, longs got crushed. Oh, okay. Because I remember in the beginning, I think September 1st, we were like 109,000. So enlighten me, Gray. What you mean? J times 2, J, dividends. Yes. Yep, longs got crushed. Yeah. And I love it, man. You know we love it. Jay, you're the winner of 392. So you can win 393. Fanny. Fanny, congratulations. Bitcoin gained 17 up, I think. Let me verify. Yeah, check it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought September 1st was like 109. But I could be wrong though. I would bet we never go below 100K again. I would bet we never go on 100K again. I hope you're wrong. I don't think we will, but you know those little black swan events. Good game, Fanny. Congratulations, Fanny. Yes. Fanny, you are a winner chicken dinner. That'll help your hand feel a little better. That was 392 J won, 393 Fanny won. Now we're gonna do 394. Fanny back to back. Yep. Congrats to the winner. Yeah, Fanny's killing it. There you go, Fanny. Back to back. 395. Let's see who can win that one. Emily. Congrats, Fanny. I'm part of the sub 100K non-believers club. Caps lock. It's all good. Thank you. No doubt. Make that make sense. Fanny again. Yay again, Fanny. Congratulations. Eating, sorry. No doubt. Good game, Emily. Yeah. Jerry, how do you feel about spending less time at the conference next year and planning on an event with the communities? I feel very good about that. Feel very good about that. But it depends, Jor. It depends on what's going on with the what do they have going on at the conference? Because I do want to get the good ones, get the good speakers. Oh wow, Jen, that looks good. Damn, Jenny, I'm hungry too. Thank you, Jerry and fam. No doubt. Low for the month is 107,250 people. People need to relax. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this ain't no dip. But I love it. But I like that, Jory. Yeah, we should all chill out and relax. You know what I mean? Because we don't have that much time together. You see how fast your trip went. You know what I mean? But just as a reminder, guys, I'm going to talk about this every day. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but don't sell your Bitcoin to the exchanges. All right, we're at 51%, 51.38% of all Bitcoin held total out of the 19.925 million. 10,789,000 plus belong to us, and we need to keep it that way. So if you got to sell it, come holler at me. You know what I mean? My bad. September went up 8% on the 19. Now we back to no gains. Okay. I mean, plan like an actual event or activity. Yeah, that'd be good too. That'd be good too, Jor. I've seen bigger dips in the shirt pockets of my farm boys I grew up with. Yeah. Yeah, we can plan something, Jor. Because I was thinking about boycotting it anyways. Hike, golf, firing guns, go-karts. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, we can plan that, Jordan, no doubt. Please host that event in Kenya. We need more Bitcoin conferences here. That would be nice too. That would be nice. But we definitely need range time. Yes. Yes, we do. I know I do. It's been a long time for me. But yeah, man, we're just floating. You know what I mean? And we're gonna watch another video here. Now this is from the Bitcoin Way. Bitcoin Core backing down on version 30. This is a pretty good, interesting conversation. So without further ado, let's check out and see what they're saying.
And welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Banter. Tony is back, and we've got Adam Semeka. Gents, let's jump right into the news. So up first, we have what looks to be something of a backtracking or a form of appeasement coming from Bitcoin Core. So Schmitty, it's a long tweet, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he is opening a pull request to Bitcoin Core to remove the deprecation for the data carrier and data carrier size options. He goes into detail about why he thinks this is the right move. Got a lot of pushback from even the Knots folks who think that this is just an olive branch and nothing significant. But Adam, I'm going to let you kick this off. Imagine you've at least seen this, maybe looked into it a little bit. What are your thoughts on this?
First of all, I love this hat. This is a Bitcoin American hat. Love that. You know we love that. But again, as a reminder, guys, even though we are against the core boys, we gotta stay united. Before he says all this stuff, this is why I say united we stand, divided we fall. Obviously, I didn't make that up. We don't like what they're doing, but there are people I see on Nostr and on Twitter arguing with people that are doing the other side, and they're just arguing with each other. I'm like, why are you guys arguing when we're on the same team? You know what I mean? I know it's easier said than done, but we gotta focus on that.
Well, first off, this may be a little bit more technically advanced than I am qualified to opine on, but there are certainly, I think, a lot more fundamental reasons or ways to look at this, perspectives. And I'll just say it this way. Just before this even came out, before the debate between Core and Knots, I think my opinion is and always has been not enough people are educated enough. And to put it even more simply, I would say, not enough people have read Gigi, especially his 21 lessons in Bitcoin. I don't know if you all are familiar with 21 lessons, but a very well thought out collection of pieces that really kind of defines what makes Bitcoin so special. And as the title may suggest, there are 21 separate lessons about Bitcoin that he goes into. But lesson 18 is, I think, what is most pertinent here. And it's called Move Slowly and Don't Break Things. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I do want to read just a short section for anybody that's not familiar. So before we had Michael Saylor, we had Gigi, sometime between Satoshi and Saylor, just to kind of put things in the time.
I love Gigi. And did you guys read that book, by the way? That's a good book. I got that on my audio book. I freaking love GG, man.
But GG says here that let's see here. Let me start in the right place. The nature of Bitcoin. This is, by the way, this is Satoshi Nakamoto's quote here. The nature of Bitcoin is such that once version 0.1 was released, the core design was set in stone for the rest of its lifetime. Then GG goes on to say, this is one of the many paradoxical properties of Bitcoin. We all came to believe that anything which is software can be changed easily, but the nature of the beast makes changing it bloody hard. As Hasu beautifully shows in Unpacking Bitcoin's Social Contract, Changing the rules of Bitcoin is only possible by proposing a change and consequently convincing all users to adopt this change.
Proposing a change. I love that. And consequently convincing all others. So don't just try to shove it down our throat saying we have to do it and not trying to convince us. Just say, oh, you're just too stupid. Here it is. This was going to happen. You don't have no say so. You're a peon. You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not, this is above your pay grade. This is the exact opposite of what Core is doing right now. Proposing and convincing. That's the way to do it, and moving slowly.
This makes Bitcoin very resilient to change, even though it is software. This resilience is one of the most important properties of Bitcoin. Critical software systems have to be anti-fragile, which is what makes the interplay of Bitcoin's social layer and its technical layers guarantees. Monetary systems are adversarial by nature, and as we all have known for thousands of years, solid foundations are essential in an adversarial environment. The rain came down, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. Matthew 7:25. And so this is just a short section of what I think is a really good way to look at all of this. It goes back to the trope, move slowly, don't break things, which is kind of contrary to what we see in a lot of the tech world. And I see kind of both sides doing this actually. So I've got a little bit of a nuanced take on this as well, between core and knots. I'm not, super diehard in either direction. I think it's a false dichotomy. I think there is certainly a bigger conversation to be had, but I am definitely an advocate of moving slow and not breaking things and changing things only when it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I agree. And for anyone looking for context as to what this means, based on my understanding and research, again, not the most technically sophisticated, but what Core was doing in version 30 is they're saying not only is the op return limit effectively becoming unlimited, but you don't have the ability to configure that back to where you want it. He's proposing removing that, not changing the default op return limit. And so by default, you would still be relaying op returns, large op returns, and the limit would be very, very high, effectively removed. Tony, do you have any comment? Do you view this as just Core trying to appease this, new, very energetic Knots crowd, or do you think this is good faith where he realizes maybe a mistake was made and he's finding a middle ground? What do you think?
Man, it's really hard to say. I mean, on the surface, I think this is some sort of like bullshit move from them, just to okay, give them something so they can stop harping. But for me, what's abundantly clear is that the Core team have destroyed their reputation and certainly a lot of their trust amongst the community. Their attitude towards this has been a complete failure since the moment this whole thing broke out. They seem to have taken the position as the gatekeepers to this, and it's either their way or the highway, and anyone that doesn't agree with them is just a moron. But in fact, what happened is that the free market, pushed back really hard, and the numbers speak for themselves. Again, this goes back to what I was saying, previously. Bitcoin is an opportunity that the world has never seen. We are literally holding the tools that will ensure the separation of money and state to push the world forward into something we've never known before, into a world that'll upgrade, almost every aspect of human life. And every living soul who believes in that or who wants that for themselves should be united in a way, that's never been seen before. And yet you have this nonsense unfolding, in the community amongst, seemingly intelligent people that are not doing that. And so I don't know, how you would classify that as extremely stupid or extremely selfish, but this is not a good sign. Thankfully, all this bickering doesn't kill or harm Bitcoin at any way. And there's always going to be options. For me, this was a very good wake-up call that there are more eyes on the side of protecting Bitcoin, ferociously compared to the side that are trying to disrupt it or ruin it in any way, shape, or form for whatever stupid reasons. I still think at some point we'll have another option, other than Core, Knots, or perhaps something new that comes about. Options are always good because it's only then that you keep bad actors, in check. So who knows how this is going to unfold? But as far as I'm concerned, Bitcoin is money, should only be treated as money, and anyone that wants to store or play around with spam of junk, they can fork off or play in other, shitcoin casino blockchains.
Boom. Couldn't have said it better myself. Could not have said it better myself. I mean, it's just common sense, man. You know what I mean? And I love it. And I love the fact that this happened, to be honest with you, because again, good will come out of the bad. If somebody gives you lemons, hey, make lemonade, right? Now people are more prone to what? Learning how the base layer works, learning what a node is. Hey, running a node. People that are running nodes say, hey, you know what? Let me make a step up, like Gray and Sin are talking about, and running my own miner and stuff like that. and knowing what we have to protect. Because again, you don't really know how much you love something until something attacks it. Like in 2020, I knew I loved my country, but I really know how much I love my country now when they're attacking our our free speech and stuff like that. So I like it, man. I like the conversation. I like what Tony said, and I'm completely on board with that. So, Grasshopper, be right back. Call my kids in from playing. Okay, I got you. Ring the dinner bell, Hopper. That'll make them come in. Yes, yes, it will. Let's see. Okay, we're all caught up with the spins. So, but yeah, like I said, man, we can't fall for the divide and conquer strategies that they're doing to us, and I'm going to show you an example of that. I ran across a channel or a news channel, and they're called Straight and Arrow News. Okay, and I actually like this channel. I watch them quite a bit, and they try to give you the news without spin. Okay, and again, we do get caught up in echo chambers, right? And I'm going to show you this video how they break down the differences in when they cover something, what the right is saying and what the left is saying, and it's a very, very good thing to look at. To be the devil's advocate, why run something like version 30 on a shit coin when you got Bitcoin? Exactly. I completely agree with that. All of this drama helped speed run me to learning about running a node and mining. Exactly, Jor. That's what I'm saying. And I know a little bit more about stuff now because of this stuff happened. And again, I think this probably spun up a lot more nodes, maybe, a couple thousand nodes that wouldn't have ran otherwise. I reckon there will be multiple Black Swan events. You know how it is with the NWO. They'll try anything and everything. Just got to stay true and hold. Yes. You know what? Before I get into this, let me show you some ignorant behaviors real quick. Before I show you this, I'm going to show you two situations that happened. And it doesn't matter what color someone is or something like that. And again, I'm going to be honest. If I found something on the right, I would show you. But, a lot of this stuff happens on the left, objectively speaking. But, we had the situation. And again, a lot of things have changed since Charlie Kirk has passed. And people have been disrespecting him and everything else. I found a news report out here about some people vandalizing one of Charlie Kirk's memorials. And I wanted you to take a look at this. And this is sad, man.
Well, two sisters accused of vandalizing a memorial to conservative influencer Charlie Kirk outside the Benton County Courthouse remain in jail without bond.
So each face misdemeanor charges, and 4029's Brett Rains has the video that led to their arrests.
The 22 and 23-year-old sisters are set to appear before a judge for a bond hearing Friday morning. Now, on a Sunday night, organizers tell me that the square here in downtown Bentonville was packed with more than 1,000 people for a candlelight vigil honoring Charlie Kirk. But on Monday is when things got really heated, when part of the monument that was set up here on the courthouse steps was destroyed.
He lived as he died, promoting violence. Report all you want.
This is what happened outside the Benton County Courthouse Monday afternoon.
Check it out. Look at this. Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk.
Protest is free speech. I understand that. But vandalism and destruction of property is not a free speech issue.
Benton County Justice of the Peace Joshua Bollinger says this video was sent to him by a person who wants to remain anonymous, but gave Bollinger permission to share it with us. After posting it online, the video has since been viewed thousands of times by people across the country.
Yeah, it definitely affected me personally, and I also know it affected residents of Benton County. What I saw was someone that clearly did not represent our Benton County values. They were spreading intolerance. And I would say that when they trampled on that memorial, they not only trampled on our Benton County values, they also trampled on obviously the memory of Charlie Kirk.
On Wednesday, the Benton County Sheriff's Office arrested Carrie and Kaylee Rollo. Currently, the two sisters are still in jail awaiting a bond hearing, facing misdemeanor first-degree criminal mischief charges of purposefully destroying property valued at less than $1,000.
This was definitely not a protest. This was certainly not a free speech issue. What we saw was intolerance.
Friday's bond hearings are set to take place inside the Benton County Detention Center. We've reached out to family members of the two sisters, but we've not yet heard back from them. And prosecutors tell me that ultimately it's up to judges to set bond amounts and to decide when someone who's being detained inside jail is issued a bond. In Bentonville, Brett Rains, 4029 News.
Yeah, throw the book at them. Throw the book at people like that. Again, these people make me sick, man. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm talking about with the brainwashing stuff. You know what I mean? It's just sad what these people are going through and what they're doing. You know what I mean? And it's not good, man. It's not good. So I got something else here on Twitter I wanted you guys to see. But before I get in that, Scotty sends in 99 sats. Thank you, Scotty. He says, "Hey, Jerry, what's the good word?" Oh, we're chilling, man. We're chilling. How are you, man? Thank for that donation, brother. Promoting violence. Looks like they will star in a reboot of the movie Monster. City, if you don't mind to put your own pool, you are not using your own. No. Okay, that's between y'all. Attention seeking victim mentality. Exactly. Usual suspect. Yeah. Wait till you see these usual suspects. I know most of you guys do that. Off the wheel, Jerry, please. Wife needs a hug. I'll look, see if you still are an hour thing. Okay, no doubt. I understand that. Okay. Thank you, Gray. Let me put Scotty in your place. Scotty 99. Thank you, brother. Now, for context, this is the Freedom Tour. These young men are going on campuses, and they wanted to go to Tennessee, so they went to an all black school, HBCU, and set up a tent, like Charlie Kirk style, set up a table, ask some questions. And liberal college, obviously. And here's what happened when they went there and tried to do it. Unbelievable.
Don't do that. Come on. Yo. Oh, you cut it up, Blake. You cut it up. Okay. Bring the sign back.
We're gonna do like a little end live pregame or postgame situation here. We have 500 people watching.
We've got 500 right here watching.
Look. Whoa. This is insane. What the heck? Oh my gosh.
All because they wanted to come and have a debate. Again, it doesn't matter what color you are, but I could go down a route. I might make a Rumble video about my people with these HBCUs. Not all of them, but this one in Tennessee is not a good school. And now they asked him to leave. They stole their signs and everything else, following around, acting like complete assholes and fools. And now they're trying to pull out, and they won't let them pull out. What did they do? What did they do to you? This is your brain being brainwashed, man. This is peak brainwashing right here. And again, these people make me sick, bro. And it's sad what they're doing to our children. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the Fearless Tour definitely made an impact.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Did somebody just throw something in our car?
They just tried to hit the car. Oh my gosh.
I think Forrest is still out there trying to make sure the car is safe.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you, officers.
Wow. Hey!
Yeah, they threw a drink up top.
Oh my gosh, they threw a drink up top. Yeah, we got this all live. I'm posting this directly after so everyone can see exactly what happened.
Holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
You're shut up alive.
All right, guys, we are out of here. We'll see you later from the Fearless Tour game.
Are they going to block me in here now?
Yeah.
I think that might be what they're trying to do.
Exactly. Racism, I don't care what color it is, it's bad. Now, let me ask you a question. That's a great point you just made, Lauren. Let me, guys, ask you a question. This is a black man saying this. What if this was 2 or 3 black people going to a predominantly white school, and then all the white people chase the black people away. What would happen? Good job, buddy. What would happen? You guys tell me. We know what would happen, right? If there was 3 black kids setting up a table at a predominantly white school and said, hey, BLM is good, racism exists, whatever the hell they're going to say. What would happen if a bunch of white people chased them out of there like that? Right? It starts out as brain rot, then becomes a brain virus. This will be studied in the coming century. Yes. It's ridiculous. All I see is a whole lot of inclusion of middle fingers. Exactly. But black people, we're victims, though, they say. We're the victims. Really? We're the victims, huh? That could never happen in America today. A bunch of white people following black people in a car like that. Never. And first of all, these people in the beginning, they should have got arrested. That stole their signs. If I was those cops, I would have arrested that lady. Watch her steal it.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
See, the cop let her run away. He should have arrested her for that. He should have arrested her. And then this idiot right here, this dude right here, when somebody else tried to steal it, he's getting ready to punch the dude for trying to take his sign back. His own sign. Watch.
Come on. Yo.
Now, see, he's laughing. This dude is laughing. This dude just stole his sign. He's got a sign. He stole it. And now this dude is going to say, you better not. I wish you would. I wish you would. Laughing at him. Like he's going to punch him for taking his sign back.
Oh, you better not, boy. You better not.
Okay. This dude is better than me. Because if this dude would have walked up to me like that, I probably would have got killed that night. To be honest with you. Or somebody else would have. But he just backed down. This is sad, man. Wouldn't be a big deal because you can't be racist towards white people. Exactly. Apparently, you can't be racist against white people. Democrats is cancer, man. SMH. And I'm not even political. Right. Whether it's color or politics, it comes down to intolerance. Yeah. And again, this is why I say divided, we fall. This is what they want. Okay. They want us to be like that. They want blacks against whites, men against women, Republican versus Democrats, Zionists versus anti-Semites or whatever. Everything. Facts, yes. Worrisome part is the one with the screwdriver. Worrisome part is, yeah, exactly. What would he have done with it? I hope this encouraged them to go to a whole lot more schools and put the whole system into question. Yep. Exactly. That could have been a lot worse, man. If those police weren't there, that would have been a lot worse. But what did these guys do to do that? You know what I mean? Normals versus Transformers, exactly. And I'm telling you, man, if this dude would have got in my face like that because he's trying to take his own stuff back, oh man, bro. But then I would have fought him, and then all of them would have jumped on me, and then I know you got to stay peaceful, man, but it's like you can only take so much, man. And the conservatives and a lot of people on the right are taking a lot. And by the way, the shooter, we already knew this. Water is wet, but the shooter that the left keeps saying that they don't know if it was Republican or Democrat. I'm talking about the shooter, the last shooter that shot up the ICE detention center. Come to find out, he was trying to kill ICE agents, and the lady just had a press conference today about it. So the left telling you that it was somebody trying to kill detainees. He was just shooting at a van, and he happened to hit detainees. He knows he's protected by his friends and the cops. Exactly, bro. Like a effing zoo. How embarrassing. Seriously, like a bunch of animals. How embarrassing. Yeah, this is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing, especially for somebody like me. I can't stand this shit, bro.
See you later from the Fearless Tour gang.
Are they going to block me in here now? I think that might be what they're trying to do. They're intentionally blocking us.
They're blocking us. Here comes the cop. I'm not going to head now, I guess. I'm not going to head now, I guess. We've got more stuff. They're getting the car.
I thought they wanted us to leave.
They're getting the car. We're trying to leave, and they're telling us to leave, and they don't want us to leave, I guess. Hey. They are still hitting the car.
You know what the bad part is? The school came out and said it was the white kids' fault. They came in there inciting stuff. So they're okay with this. The school is okay with these kids doing this. If I was a parent of this school and one of my kids was in school, which it wouldn't be, but I would yank my daughter's son out of there quick as I don't know what. And I try to sue the school for this. This is crazy, man.
Look, they're intentionally blocking us. They want us to leave, but they don't want us to leave. It's like the biggest conundrum of all time. They're still hitting the car. This is wild. It's like a zombie apocalypse or something, man. Like they're still hitting the car. Whoa! That was loud.
She's gonna do this the whole way out of here. Oh, here we go.
More
police.
Maybe just go straight. They do not debate with their ideas, guys. They just, whoa. Yeah, we're gone now. We are gone now.
Yeah. And again, it's very, very difficult to want to work with these people, but we can't fall for the games, guys. Okay? Peak Fiat world, exactly, Joe. Wow, yeah, that's insane, man. It's just insane, man. And it's sad what our world is coming to, man. And it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And the media is complicit. I'm sorry, they are. They're getting our ICE agents almost killed. We almost had a couple ICE agents killed yesterday because they keep demonizing them. You know, it's sad, man. It really is. All right, let's check this video out. This is Straight and Arrow News. They're going to show you the biased coverage, and we're gonna go over this on a story about Jimmy Kimmel, and they're gonna show you both sides and what the real story is. So let's check it out and let's fact check this lady as we go.
This is a great example of how the media can manipulate facts to a story to turn it into something that it's not. The story over Jimmy Kimmel quickly turned into a political battle, and the partisan media took sides and participated in that, when really it would have been so easy to just give the facts, and then they wouldn't be eating their words now. Let's talk about Kimmel's suspension, and now his comeback, and where both the left and right got it wrong.
Okay, so this is a good point. Jimmy Kimmel got suspended for about a week, and everything in our world today is political. It just is. No matter what happens, they're going to spin it to the Republicans. The Republicans don't want the Democrats to get any credit, vice versa. If something bad happens, the Republicans don't want to say it's one of them, and vice versa. So let's see if this lady gets it right with the facts.
Welcome back to Bias Breakdown.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it.
A week after those remarks were made, Disney-owned ABC announced Jimmy Kimmel Live would return after a short suspension. Disney wrote, "We made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation."
Jason, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, sir. Let me put you on the wheel here. We're watching Straight and Arrow News here. And they're going to give us our bias breakdown. Because what I like to do when I see a story, I like to watch different angles of it. And let's see what they got to say about this one.
At an emotional moment for our country. It's a decision we made because we felt some of the comments from Kimmel were ill-timed and insensitive. ABC News went a week without any public comment over why they suspended his show in the first place. But now we know. And I've had to make adjustments to today's episode because by the time that announcement came out late afternoon Monday, I was basically done writing about this. But that's the update I had been waiting on for days and days because ABC was silent. And in their silence, things festered, and the partisan media decided it was okay to speak for them and tell you why ABC suspended the show, with left and right media politicizing the show's suspension instead of just telling you the fact that ABC did not offer an explanation. So they ran with narratives. Some left-leaning news outlets wanted you to blame President Trump and the FCC for Kimmel's show being pulled.
This is just the latest chapter in Donald Trump's ongoing campaign to crack down on free speech, dominate the media, and essentially render the First Amendment meaningless.
In this threat from the FCC, the latest in a series of moves against the independent media from President Trump and his appointees.
America is a less free place
if late night comedians cannot do and say what they want. Trump vowed retribution on the campaign trail, and he's getting it. He's getting it against entertainers.
And some voices heard on right-leaning media were blaming Kimmel's bad ratings.
I know the ratings have been in the toilet for a long time for Jimmy Kimmel. Maybe this is a good excuse for ABC.
Okay, so far we got the left saying that Trump is an authoritarian and he's the one that's getting Jimmy Kimmel fired. And again, I broke this down in my video. And I'm biased. I am. I'm on the right side of the spectrum. I'm more conservative thinking, MAGA, America first. And you know, I don't think Donald Trump got him fired. Because again, if he got him fired, how did he get his job back? And Donald Trump is mad about that. So make that make sense. And then the other side of the thing is they're saying that the reason why he got fired is because of his ratings, Jimmy Kimmel's ratings. So let's see.
Just to let him go and say, wow, the ratings stink. Let's just get rid of him.
His show sucked. No one watched it. And so when he peddles filthy lies, that's the last straw, not the first.
This is simply a money loser. And Bob Iger, the president of Disney, used this as an excuse to finally get rid of him.
There's your narratives the political media wanted you so badly to consume and repeat when they weren't based in fact. As far as media bias goes, this one's pretty easy because both cases here.
Well, in today's environment, yeah, I am a centrist, but in today's environment, Jor, if you're not all the way left, you're a white supremacist. You're a MAGA guy. It's just that they changed the scales. Yeah, they did. They moved it way over. Anything not a far leftist, you're a MAGA person. So common sense ain't common anymore, guys.
Are biased by flawed logic. Left and right media narratives are jumping to conclusions that are not justified by the given evidence and facts. It is true that Kimmel's ratings have fallen at a pretty substantial rate over the past decade.
Well, that is evidence and facts. We have it with Stephen Colbert as well. Stephen Colbert got fired, and the reason he got fired because of his ratings are bad. When you ostracize 40, 45, 55% of the country, and all you do is Trump derangement syndrome stuff, and all you do is make fun of the other side, that's not good. Greg Gutfeld on Fox, he has really good ratings. He's more right-leaning, but he's not shitting on left-wingers all the time, and he has people on the left come on his show. If you look and see what these left-wing late-night television hosts are doing, they barely have anybody on the right wing coming in there, any conservatives. So objectively speaking, as you can see, the ratings are down. Now, did they flat out come out and say we're firing because of his ratings? I think that was an excuse to do it. But clearly his ratings are down. You could see that right there. I'm an isolationist. Yes. If you're not far left, you're right. Ricky Bobby, maybe. Yes. I'm a Mexican. Boom. I thought that was funny. Yes, nice and Diesel. So far, I'm not saying they came out and said we're firing him because of his ratings, because they're not going to say that. But clearly, the ratings have gone down in the last 10 years.
Gradually losing nearly 1 million viewers from 2015 through COVID. And when compared to this year's numbers, Kimmel's average viewership is down 37%. And if you look at the key demographic, viewership is down 72%. They're citing.
I mean, the key demographic, they're down 72%. So again, they didn't come out and say that's why, but these are facts. And I know Straight and Narrow News is trying to be like, oh, we're trying to be down the middle and stuff. But again, common sense is common. I mean, this is common sense. 1 million to 261,000 in the demographic, in the major demographic. I mean, come on, man. Words lie, but numbers don't.
72%. They're citing a fact and tying it as supporting evidence that this is why Kimmel's show was suspended. But nowhere did ABC say they made their decision based off of bad ratings.
So what she's got so far is, like I said, she said, well, ABC didn't say that. So that's a fact check because ABC didn't come out and say it. Well, if my wife cheated on me and I didn't come out and say it, but I divorced her, just because I didn't come out and say it, doesn't mean that's not the reason. Because the fact is she cheated on me. The fact is his ratings are going down. Those are the facts. So I get what you're trying to do here, Straight and Narrow News, but yeah.
Flipping the coin to the other side now, let's talk about why it was inaccurate to blame the FCC for Kimmel's initial suspension. It is true that Trump doesn't like Jimmy Kimmel, really not a fan of much of late night comedy.
Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent.
When you look at these shows and when you look at how untalented they are, I could get people off the street to do a better job than Colbert. He's terrible. He's terrible.
And Trump has called for broadcast licenses to be revoked several times, in person and online. The FCC chair, Brendan Carr, who was appointed by President Trump, went on a podcast calling for ABC to take action prior to the show's pause.
I mean, look, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to change conduct, to take action, frankly, on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead.
Now, despite Brendan Carr suggesting intervention, the FCC did nothing. And another FCC official explained to CNN, the FCC didn't take any so-called action against ABC because it doesn't have regulatory power over networks.
First of all, we don't license the networks. We license local broadcasters. So there is no license to pull for the networks. So no, we cannot pull local broadcasters' licenses simply because they air content that he does not like.
Media headlines from the left like these, crediting Brendan Carr for Kimmel's takedown, are not based in fact. It is an unsubstantiated claim, which is another similar form of media bias. This occurs when journalists sometimes make claims in their reporting without including evidence to back them up. Statements that appear to be fact but do not include specific evidence are a key indication of this type of bias. This from CNN is a great example because in their headline, they claim Carr helped take down Kimmel, stating it as fact, but not providing evidence to support that. They actually provide evidence that would show the opposite, writing, while many free speech groups are saying that Carr's conduct ran afoul of the spirit of the First Amendment, Carr did not violate the letter of the law. That's because the First Amendment bars government action limiting free speech, and Carr didn't take any action. He merely, and perhaps ironically, spoke. Brendan Carr wasn't the only voice in opposition to Kimmel prior to ABC suspending the show. Nexstar, I used to work for them, they're a media company that owns over 200 local news stations. Massive. Of those 200 stations, 28 of them are ABC affiliates. Sinclair, another large media company, owns 38 local ABC affiliates. These two media conglomerates condemned Kimmel's words and told ABC they were pulling Kimmel's show from their local airwaves. Here's what Nexstar had to say in part prior to the initial suspension. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse. Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest. And here's part of Sinclair's statement early on. Sinclair, the nation's largest ABC affiliate group, objects to recent comments made by Mr. Kimmel. As discussed with ABC earlier today, Sinclair decided to indefinitely preempt the program. And we now know that even with ABC lifting the show's suspension, Sinclair is not reversing course. In a new statement Monday saying the show will not air and will instead be replaced with news programming. And the discussions with ABC are ongoing regarding the show's potential return. ABC was facing marketplace pressure and a show boycott from two of the largest media companies in the U.S., and still is to some extent. These threats also carried financial weight because by Nexstar and Sinclair pulling the plug on airing the show on their dozens of combined local TV stations, the show loses a significant reach, which would impact the ratings even further, and then ABC would have to explain that to advertisers, which are the big dollar signs for media companies. However, I'm not suggesting the marketplace pressure made ABC pull the trigger. That's just additional context and facts. It's the same with the bad ratings or Brendan Carr and Trump did it theories over the reason ABC suspended the show. They're not based in fact as far as why ABC did it, because for days, ABC didn't tell us why. I had even reached out to their media relations team to try to clarify.
I think that's going to be short-lived, Jor. That's why. I think it's not going to last too much longer. I mean, we do have free speech in the country, but again, I think there are people higher up, if you will, that are telling them to do it. Jor, I think you know what I'm talking about. I just realized that Straight and Narrow also do the fact checking during those Jubilee YouTube debates. They're usually pretty spot on with their fact checks and staying usually unbiased. Yeah, I like them. I watch them all the time. You know what I mean? Because the right, they do their thing too. Not like the left, though. The left does crazy stuff, but they do a pretty good job.
Because I wasn't going to tell you why I think they did it. That's not journalism. And really, ABC had the power to shut down or confirm any of these rumors over why they made the decision they did. But they sat back. until they finally commented Monday. That gap of silence allowed the media to connect dots to back their own political agendas over the motive. You were being told A, B, or C is to blame for the show's suspension. And you may even think, no, this is why. You're allowed to believe that there's a strong case to point to one reason or another. But that's not the job of an impartial media to convince you one way or another. Truth is, the company says it was over what they called insensitive remarks, and it was their decision to put a pause on the show. 3 more things I want to try and mention that feel relevant to this story. First, since the plug was pulled, more has come out over what happened behind the scenes. A show suspension wasn't the initial course of action by Disney, but rather they were going to give Kimmel an opportunity to address it and make things right. The show sources say Kimmel stood his ground and refused to apologize for his comments, with plans to double down on his criticism of MAGA. But instead, it was then that Disney and ABC decided Kimmel wouldn't resume the stage until the temperature cooled. However, a show source told CNN that Disney was always hopeful for a path to bring Kimmel's show back. It was more so a matter of when. And Disney decided he can resume his show Tuesday. Other important context here, while there is a clear left and right media narrative at play, some politicians are going against the grain. Some Republican senators are expressing some concern, not blaming the FCC chair for Kimmel's firing, but heeding warning that Brendan Carr might cool his rhetoric.
What he said there is dangerous as hell. If the government gets in the business of saying,
what you
we
can and
don't
can't
like
say
what you, the media, have said, we're going to ban you from the airwaves if you don't say what we like. That will end up bad for conservatives.
A couple of the networks pulled out. Sinclair pulled out. They were disgusted by the comments. That's their right. You can be fired for not being popular also. I mean, this is television, for goodness sakes. You have to sell sponsorships. You have to sell commercials. And if you're losing money, you can be fired. But the government's got no business in it. And the FCC was wrong to weigh in. And I'll fight any attempt by the government to get involved with speech. I will fight.
And there were some right-leaning media who also strayed from the right narrative. A letter from the editors at the Free Press suggested that any FCC coercion undermines our most fundamental values. You have some on the left also bucking the narrative and once again asking for a cool down of rhetoric.
when you hear some Democrats saying Trump is acting like an autocrat.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. If you actually compare him to an actual autocrat, that is not just that. Now, last night, for example, people were complaining. They were protesting about, oh, that's the Hitler thing. You just don't ever compare anyone to Hitler and those kinds of extreme things. Now, look what happened to Charlie Kirk. I mean, the man was shot. Now, we have to turn the temperature down.
This is perhaps a sign that it doesn't always have to be left versus right. But the truth also is those breaking ranks of the left-right narratives are few and far between. And the media is fueling those partisan flames further by providing you conclusions that are convenient for their political narrative, that are not based in fact, but rather their own biased assumptions. And in the process, eroding what little trust the partisan media has left with the public. And that's your bias breakdown. Thank you for watching another episode with us. If you just so happen to stumble.
She did a good job. I'll leave the link for this video in the comments. Yeah, I think she did a good job. Now I'm going to play an interesting video I saw earlier. This is Candace and Megyn Kelly, and this is about Charlie Kirk and his wife. I wanted you guys to check this out.
I learned when I was out in Arizona last week that 2 weeks before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. I learned when I was out in Arizona last week that 2 weeks before Charlie Kirk was assassinated, the far-left website Jezebel declared that it had a mission to cast bad luck or a curse on Charlie. They wanted to hurt him in some way. They declared, quote, if the far-right misogynist with a bad haircut wants to villainize independent women, Jezebel is more than happy to be the hag of his nightmares. And they went onto the website Etsy, yes, Etsy, to, quote, cast a curse on him. The website known for making arts and crafts on demand will happily cast a hex through its witches, who you can hire, on someone if you ask them to. Erica and Charlie Kirk heard about these curses. And that news genuinely rattled Erica in particular. She knew Christian teaching on the subject. She loved Charlie, absolutely. And she was scared when she heard of the curses Jezebel had called up. So much so that she and Charlie contacted a friend who I believe she said was a Catholic priest, but definitely a friend, and asked him to come over and pray with them over Charlie the night before he was murdered. She eventually worked it through, and so did Charlie. That, as she later told me, weapons will form but not prosper. That Satan and those witches have no power.
So just to add a little color to the story, I think that the people who did this and what we've learned about those women is I think they were probably who hired, people that did the hiring were probably trying to be funny. People that don't believe in spiritual forces were probably just like, LOL, it's like Vice. It's like, Vice publication. Like, I smoked a blunt and, listened to the Beatles music backwards. Like, it's like they don't take that stuff seriously. So they're trying to be like, haha, funny headline, right? And the person who wrote the article about it said, I'm not calling on dark forces to cause him harm. I just want him to wake up every morning with an inexplicable zit, right? So she's probably trying to be funny, to be fair, but contacted witches who are not trying to be funny. That's the problem when people don't understand that this stuff is real. That you're saying to a witch, yeah, I'll pay for you. I'm going to reach out to you to pay for you to put a curse on Charlie. And that witch did that. And it brought, obviously you can see, they were distressed by this. They consulted a Catholic priest who I assume would have immediately conducted an exorcism. That probably should have been done in the Latin rite. But I feel like that's just something that people should know, because until something happens to you spiritually, you tend not to believe in these things. And like I said, that's a part of this. They very much know what religion they follow, the numbers, the numerology. It makes sense to them. The people that are in control of this world, be very cautious of that stuff.
I learned when I
Yeah, there's a lot of evilness out here, man. And we got to fight against that stuff. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of evilness. And yeah, so we're going to do a spin. I got a few videos I can watch, but we can do it later. But let me do a spin because I'm cooking some food right now. Let's do 396 real quick. Let's see if we can win this one. Sean, what's up, brother? Sorry, I'm back. They needed dinner as well, I guess. Otherwise, it's all good. Stephen Bluntman. Remember how Jezebel met her demise in the Bible? Yep. Stephen, you're the winner, brother. I got a couple clips I want to show you guys. Now this one I have not even seen yet. But they've been censoring people on YouTube, man. Hey, Jerry, good mate. Yes. Can I get on the wheel, Jerry? Oh, sorry, Lauren. Good to see you, Lauren. I thought I put you on. I'm sorry. Let me see if I did. I thought I did. Yeah, I got you on there, Lauren. But they've been censoring people on YouTube, guys. Our boy Luke Milicic, he got censored today. So I wanted to show you a clip from Vivek Ramaswamy because two big people got censored today also as well. Did you guys see Luke got censored? But also these two got censored. Let's take a look. Free speech ain't free, guys.
This is a message for the leadership of YouTube. Frankly, I probably could have called you privately, but I think it's better to just talk about this in the open on this particular issue. My understanding is in the last 24 hours, you locked the accounts and shut down the accounts of two guys, Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones. They have big followings on the American right. I think it's better if you just unlock those accounts and let the guys be heard. And I say this not because I'm some particular fan or vice versa. At least one of them, Nick, is probably not a particularly big fan of mine. No more than Jimmy Kimmel is, by the way, for very different reasons. That's beside the point. It doesn't matter. The reason I'm asking you to do it is that censorship isn't good for America. It's antithetical to our culture. And we're the country on God's green earth where we're able to talk to each other in the open. And I want to credit YouTube and Google and your parent company and so much of your competitors in Silicon Valley for creating the first instance of the free and open internet with search engines. It's a beautiful thing for democratizing speech. But I think we take a step in the wrong direction when we choke those same technologies that allow us to access open debate and open ideas. It breeds discontent. It breeds frustration. It actually breeds mistrust. If you tell people they can't speak, that's when they scream. And if you tell people they can't scream, that's when they tear things down. So I think free speech is a precondition for peace. It's a precondition for the scientific method. It's a precondition for our shared unity, our shared national identity. as Americans. Now, I can understand why you might think that certain types of speech or certain things that are said that are hurtful to other people or that may spread misinformation or may they count as violent or dangerous threats shouldn't be allowed on your platform. I personally take a broad view of what type of speech is an expression of an opinion that's protected, but that's a separate discussion about whether somebody says a particular thing that you think doesn't belong on your platform. That's one category of speech moderation. There's a different category of saying that you may demonetize certain people. You're not going to pay them, that even if they're able to speak on your platform, it's not necessarily their right to be paid for doing so or putting advertisers next to their name. That's a separate discussion. Personally, I don't like any of those forms of speech suppression as a general matter, but at least those are discussions that reasonable minds can have. There's a whole separate third category of censorship, though, that I think is particularly harmful, which is the idea that just because of who you are, your name and who you are, you don't get to express any idea, whether it's misinformation, hateful speech, whether it's dangerous or whatever you deem it to be. Irrespective of that, you're not making that judgment. Just based on who you are, you don't get to speak. I think that breeds mistrust. I don't think that's good for our country. There's legal arguments to be had. I've made legal arguments elsewhere in my books, in Wall Street Journal pieces, and there are legal arguments that you could construct that say that if a tech company is protected by Section 230, a government-created shield of immunity, that if a tech company is responding even indirectly to the threats of government officials, maybe that is actually even a legal First Amendment violation. That's not even what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about is not a legal point. It's just a cultural point. It's the question of whether this is good or bad for America. And I think we live in a moment right now where when we tell people, whether it's the government or even a powerful company, when you tell people that because of who you are, you deserve not to be heard, I think that actually divides us. Even if it's done with the best of intentions, of thinking it brings most of the rest of the country together, in the long run, it actually throws kerosene on the very flame you were trying to quash. And so that's my ask to you. I'm not trying to do this in some type of faux indignation, angry way that escalates some political fight. That's not the goal. I actually think that it's often possible to get to the right answer through just reasonable, open dialogue. That's what I hope this is. I hope you're able to reconsider a decision that you made that may have been a wrong decision. And I think we need more space as a country when people do make a wrong decision to be able to be given an off-ramp, to be able to say that, you know what, after thinking about it, yeah, we agree. We're persuaded that all else equal, even though we intended well, we ought to let people speak and be heard. That's what I hope happens here. And so my ask is, and again, speaking as a guy who, from Jimmy Kimmel to Nick Fuentes, probably don't like me very much. I don't care. That doesn't matter. It's not what this is about. It's not even about the content. It's about the principle. I'd ask you to restore the accounts of those guys. And believe me, it will be a down payment on beginning to reunite this country, a project on which we have yet a very long way to go. Thanks a lot for considering.
You know what's crazy about that? Just yesterday, they just came out, yesterday, the day before, YouTube admitted, or Google admitted that the Biden administration asked them to censor certain people and ban certain accounts during COVID. And now they're doing that, which is crazy. Whoa. Yeah, did you guys see Luke got his ban? Luke Milicic? Commercial break, what's up? Neil, what's up? Magic Moolah, how are you, sir? Alex Jones has been silenced more times than Bitcoin has failed. Yes, Jay Facts. Magic Moolah, how are you? At Vivek, H1B loving loser. I love Vivek. I'd vote for him for president. Yeah, I like Vivek. I'm sure YouTube won't censor that comment. Yes, no shot. Cindy is owned by Israel now. I wouldn't be surprised. Is you saying he's owned by Israel? Vivek is? The thing is, you have freedom of speech, but it's at a cost behind it, especially if you're not writing the checks. Exactly. Well, now you said the country that shall not be named. Censorship is yours, sir. Insert diabolical laugh. I ain't afraid, bro. I'll be back with another Gmail. They're free, LOL. I'm not sure if all they did was asked either. Yes. YouTube is owned by LZ now, Jerry. Oh, wow. Yeah, Luke's channel got taken down. I saw that on Twitter today. Remember they did Simply Bitcoin like that last year or something. Crazy. But I want to watch. I got a few videos I want to watch. I want to watch Tom Homan again talking about the shooting yesterday. Tom Homan is the border czar, talking about the shooting yesterday of the border agents in Dallas.
Brooke, thank you very much for getting us started. I want to bring in now Tom Homan, border czar, and you have been warning us about this as a country for months. You have said this on this very program. If you have just a moment to stand by, I'm going to play you saying what you knew would happen.
I said 2 months ago, Harris, that if this rhetoric didn't stop, there would be bloodshed. And I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time before there's an incident where an ICE agent's going to have to take a life or an ICE agent's going to lose a life. Being compared to Nazis and racists, that it's going to end with a use of force, that either a criminal is going to die or an officer is going to die. It's going to end up with a loss of life. And it's not over. I mean, the rhetoric has to end. So the rhetoric needs to be tapped down. You're going to see more bloodshed. I called it 2 months ago. Unfortunately, I was right.
And then now the new chapter of a detainee being the person who was killed and another detainee, a couple of them wounded in all of this. Your first reaction?
I wish I was wrong, but I've seen this movie before. I've been doing this, Harris, since 1984. I got over 4 decades doing this job, and I've seen this movie before. I've never seen it this bad, but you know, the rhetoric is what's causing all this hate, and it convinces that small percentage on the left that hate ICE to take action. When they have a congressman or someone that ran for vice president of the United States comparing ICE to Nazis, that gives some of these nuts and emboldens them to take action. And
facts. That's facts. Weaponization of the news. And the media needs to be held accountable for that. I'm sorry. And the people that are above the media. It's crazy, man. Calling Trump supporters Nazis, Charlie Kirk, white supremacist, a Nazi. That's what's getting people shot and killed.
There's been 3 shootings in Texas alone. There's a gunman that showed up at a border patrol facility and started shooting at them. He picked the wrong facility. He picked a SWAT facility, and those officers end up taking his life. Then there's a shooting just south of Dallas where they attacked an ICE facility and one officer was shot in the neck. Then this latest incident. This is based on hate that's being fueled by the media and members of Congress and governors and mayors. You played on your show. We got to stop. ICE agents are enforcing the law Congress enacted. If you don't like what ICE is doing, then go tell Congress, because they wrote the laws that ICE is obligated and took an oath to enforce. They're making this country safe again. Every day they take a public safety threat or a national security threat off the street, it makes that community safer. All these politicians and mayors and governors should be calling President Trump and thanking them for making their community safe again.
You know,
not only that, let's take it a step further. In these blue cities, not only are they quote unquote sanctuary cities, but they're not letting the ICE agents into the jails. You know, they're not letting them in the jails to get the criminals. They're not helping. They're not helping in the cities. They're deterring ICE agents. They're getting them in trouble. They're trying to dox them. These ICE agents aren't rich, guys. If somebody knows where they live, people will go to their house and try to kill these people. The ICE agent. They're just doing their job. First of all, the American people voted for this. So again, you got to ask yourself, why? Why are they so against ICE? We know why. Democrat power and control. They want the cheap labor. They want to expand their districts on the local level by having more illegal immigrants there so they can count them on the census. And then they want them to vote for them on the national level. I mean, it's really that simple.
The president has been talking about the high numbers of people that you all are looking at. And this was a processing center, or is, in Dallas. And that's kind of the last step before many of them will be kicked out of the country because they came here illegally. Those numbers, are they higher than what we thought? Like, where are we in the numbers of people that you are looking for right now?
Well, look, last time I looked, we're at about 600,000 illegal aliens with a criminal history walking the streets of this nation. mostly because of sanctuary cities. So they are the priority, right? So we're looking for them first. Worse is always first. But in sanctuary cities, if they're going to force us in the community to find a bad guy, and we find them with others, they're coming too. So sanctuary cities are saying, well, they're arresting non-criminals because you forced us into the neighborhood to find that guy. And when we find them many times with others, we're not going to turn our back. We're not going to force the law that Congress enacted. We're not going to uphold the oath we took.
Exactly. If you're an illegal alien or an immigrant, and you come in here, you don't have your paperwork, and you're hanging out with violent criminals, you're going to get arrested. It's as simple as that. But the mainstream media wants to lie and say, oh, no, they're just snatching Latinos off the streets. They're just snatching legal black people off the street. They're snatching anybody that disagrees with them off the streets, which is not true. Crazy, man.
If you want less collateral arrest, then let us in the damn jail. We're safe for the agent, it's safe for the alien, and it's safe for the community. But they won't do it. Look, throughout my career, I buried Border Patrol agents. I buried ICE agents. I've handed too many folded flags to spouses and children of those that died in line of duty. For God's sake, stop the rhetoric. Let's sit down and talk. But you can't keep attacking these men and women. They're patriots. They're moms and dads too. And I want to see every one of them go home to their families every night. And I pray for that. And I pray for the safety of those we're looking for. No one needs to die. There's no death sentence here. Let ICE do their job. Let them take it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I wanted to just give some receipts for what you're saying. So there have been 9 notable anti-ICE or anti-CBP attacks, acts of violence during President Trump's second term. And just last week, violent protests, and this is the video after the scroll that I wanted to show. Just last week, violent protests broke out at an Illinois illegal immigrant processing center. Protesters shouted obscenity, slashed tires, hurled rocks and bottles at the agents there. Federal officials erected fencing to block access, but local leaders called it illegal, claiming it blocks firefighter access.
And they need to go to the federal penitentiary for that. Anybody that does that, but what they're doing is they're setting Trump up for failure. If he does that and puts him in prison, they'll say, oh, he's authoritarian. Look, he's locking up people. American citizens. We need to throw the book at these people, man. For real. Let's see, trending down. Okay, let me get to these comments real quick. Sorry, guys. Hey, Pete, what's up, Bug? What's up, Fingerpick? Nazis were solstices. Yes. Hey, Jerry, can you take me out the wheel? I'll see you later. Okay, Dean. Thought I did already. Was there somebody else? Okay, I got you, Dean. Thank you. Again, up is down. Up is down and down is up. Rag old finger picked. Hi, yes, Bug. My city is like Bangladesh these days. They ride to a bike, no helmet. Wow. Since 1984. Yeah, he's been doing this for a while. This guy's an absolute legend. Absolutely. Hey, Emily. Jerry, check signal. Okay. Let's see. I saw that. I saw that one, brother. It's just a matter. I don't have time to watch it today, but I saw that one. It's just a matter of time before all these actions will be used in the matter of national security to subvert the 2A. Yep. You will no longer be able to protect yourself and you will be happy. Yeah, exactly. Sounds like accountability, Jerry. You know they're allergic to that. I just opened Threads. Every damn account is flagged as Antifa now. This is just insane. Wow. Hey, guys, I'm back. What's up, VHL? I think you missed the reference regarding 1984. Now I got it. Mr. George Orwell, anyone? Orwellian? I got you. I know you with the double entendres. It's always a second meaning. No, I didn't see that, man. Let's all be communists. Oh, my God. This world is going to shit, man. It's going to shit.
I mean, you are hitting literal blocks, like a blockade to keep you from doing the job that you know you have to do.
Look, they're not going to stop us. They're not going to stop the men and women of ICE. They're brave. They're brave souls. They're out there trying to make their community safer. And I said it again, every public safety threat they arrest makes that community safer. These protesters don't know what the hell they're protesting. If you ask them why they're protesting, they're going to say things they've heard on the fake media. We're deporting U.S. citizens. No, we don't. We separate families. The families can, if a parent's being deported and they were here illegally and they chose to have a child, that's on them. They made the decision. But ICE isn't doing all the terrible things the media and the politicians are claiming to do. Every morning when I'm on my way to the White House, I look at 22 pages of data that shows exactly what ICE has done in the last 24 hours. And here's what the data says. 70%, right about 70% of everybody ICE arrests is a criminal. Who are the other 30%? Many of them are national security threats that we found. They don't have a criminal history because their landlord do the dirty deed. Many of them are final orders. People who had due process, great taxpayer expense, and the judges ordered them removed. We have to remove them. That's the law requires. And finally, the collateral, the ones we're not looking for, but we find because we're forced in the community. That was what data says. I read it every day. So if the media would tell the truth about what ICE is actually doing, then maybe so many people won't get inflamed and go protest something they know nothing about.
Well, we're getting a lot of that truth from you right now. I mean, 22 pages, the fact that even has to be written in a 24-hour period lets you know what you were up against in terms of trying to find those some 600,000 known criminals in this country who came here illegally. And if they're with other people who are here illegally, which is also a crime, that is what is causing you to collect even more. And they all have to go if they are not here. They can come back with CBP home. They can leave and come back, but they cannot stay. And that's your huge job. The truth will be told. Tom Homan, thank you.
Look, Harris, you got it. Thank you.
We will see you next time.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-host, Harris Faulkner.
Can you imagine living in a world like this? That the media is vilifying you for getting rid of illegal aliens? It's just... it's insane, guys. It's insane. Nah, VH, if I had a part-time job at 13, maybe I should do a Hitler mustache for 30 days and rock my MAGA hat. I bet it leads to great footage. I just thought about you today. I was watching a live chat, a live stream, and the guys were like, hey, we don't want anybody in here doing all caps when you write comments. I said, well, Backpacker wouldn't be in here. Is there another way to get paid that isn't work? Every time a drug dealer or everyday criminal gets arrested and sent to prison, isn't that separating families? Exactly. Exactly. But again, when you see it on TV and you see all the people that you watch and listen to and all your politicians and your family and everybody else telling you that's okay, then, I mean, that's not okay. Then you think it's bad because you're stupid. They talk to simple-minded people, man. These people are insane, man. If you do it, BC Backpacker, I'll have to as well. LOL. Pay them in Dogecoin. Saying true. We should let all the prison. Exactly. But it's something. Ain't that right, Jerry? What's up, Corey? How are you, sir? Wow. All caps matter. Boom. Hello, God Sats. I'm thinking about moving to LA to start my criminal career. Be right back. Got to get a kid in the tub now. Okay. Corey, good to see you, man. Let me put you on the wheel. Yeah, this is what's saying going on. What's going on today, man? Corey. Got sats. My hourly buy just went through. Let's see what we got. 912 sats for $1. Corey, how many did you get today? If you don't mind me asking. Blunt man. I'm confused. My son refused to work. He got upset and called his mom to come get him. He's also not coming this weekend. He don't want to work? Lauren, don't tempt me. If I do it, will you seriously? Hi, God Zats. He lives with his mom and usually comes almost every weekend. Gorito. Yes. So we're watching videos today, guys. So I want to talk about Trump yesterday with his meeting and what happened. And PBD podcast did a really good job with this, talking about all the little inconsistencies with the escalator breaking. The I think his something else was broke, and also the teleprompter was broke. And they talked about how important that speech was. I got 894 sats today, Jerry. Oh, you bought before the dip started going down. If you seen him once a week, you're going to make him work? Wow, not sure if I would do it, though. Jay, bro. VHF, you're tasked with combating 2 days with him versus 5 days of the rest of the world raising him. Been there. Godspeed, brother. Yeah, it's tough. Well, yes, he was supposed to work with me for 4 or 5 hours on Saturday. Huh. So let's hear what PBD's got to say.
It's from Trump's long contentious UN speech. This is the Hill giving the story. So I'll read this to you, and then we'll get into a couple of the videos that we'll play. Number one, the United Nations wasn't there for us. Trump criticized the UN as irrelevant, failing in global security. All they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow up on that letter, he said. Rob, I'm sure you have the videos on these here. If you have them one by one, I wouldn't mind going through them. Deflects blame for stable Gaza, Ukraine talks, calls climate change greatest con job ever. Let's watch a few of them here. Here's President Trump. Go for it.
I didn't think of it at the time because I was too busy working to save millions of lives. That is the saving and stopping of these wars. But later I realized that the United Nations wasn't there for us. They weren't there. I thought of it really after the fact, not during these negotiations, which were not easy. That being the case, what is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential. For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war. The only thing that solves war and wars is action.
And that's what's wrong with the Republican Party today as well, along with the UN. They just write strongly worded letters. You got people coming into Congress, and a lot of these Democrats are people that are committing, perjury up there in Congress, lying, committing crimes and everything else, and they just write them a strongly worded letter, and they don't do anything about it, and they know there's not going to be consequences. But for Trump to come up here and let these people have it to their face, because again, he hasn't. I think the last time he was here was like 2018 or 19, and they laughed at him the first time he was here at the UN. But now they sabotaged him on this one, and he went up there because they knew what was coming, because they know they're not doing their job. You know, the UN is not doing what they're supposed to. Literally everything the UN is supposed to do, they do the fucking opposite.
Now, after ending all of these wars and
Okay, Rob. So that's that one. What other clips do we have, Rob?
I have him slamming climate change as
Play
a
the climate
hoax.
change one. So here's Trump on climate change at the UN.
global warming, not happening. You know, it used to be global cooling. If you look back years ago.
Can you imagine being a serious person knowing that climate change is bullshit? Because we all know climate change is bullshit. Can you imagine being an organization, a world global organization, running your organization based on fucking climate change, and having a real guy come in here and go, are you serious? Are you really serious? You got open borders, you got wars, you got everything going on, and you're talking to me about fucking climate change. It's like, come on, these people aren't serious, man. We know their talking points, we know their lies, but do you expect Trump to be like Biden and go along with this bullshit? It's like, come on now, man.
On climate change at the UN.
Global warming, not happening. You know, it used to be global cooling. If you look back years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said, global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world. But then it started getting cooler. So now they could just call it climate change, because that way they can't miss. It's climate change. Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, there's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. no more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. And
I love that. I'll pause you. There's a clip.
Say it right to their face. If you don't get away from this green scam, because everybody knows it's a fucking scam, your country's going to fail. Okay? There is no Tooth Fairy. There is no Santa Claus. Okay? Let's be real. Let's get in the real. Let's be like big boys. And let's tackle real fucking problems. We're not spending hundreds of millions and billions of dollars anymore on a fake fucking scam. This is unbelievable, man. And I'm so glad Trump is back, man, to call these stupid idiots out.
About immigration, we'll come to it here in a minute. Adam, your thoughts?
Go
on
ahead,
that?
Benny. I'm just pulling something up.
Oh, well, first of all, I think what he said, one of the main ones he said was, which stuck out to me, which I didn't know that this was even a stat. In 2024, this is what he said, and I quote, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support migrants journeying into the United States. Okay. The UN also provided food, shelter, and transportation and debit cards to illegal aliens. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them and not finance them. It's the United States. Okay. And he also went on, Pat, and he said, he kind of, to Tom, a jab at what's her name? Von der Leyen. He said,
von der Leyen, yeah, EU. She's president of the EU Economic Council.
Clowning him. He said, they're buying oil and gas from Russia while fighting Russia. And he said, it's very embarrassing to them. When I found out about it, I can tell you that. And he said he stopped 7 wars and all he got was an escalator mess up and a teleprompter that doesn't work. And I want to say something. He handled it like a pro. Okay. And I'll do the two things. The first thing, they said that they messed with his audio. There was reports that his audio, they lowered it and everybody else's was loud. Number one. Number two, he shows up and the teleprompter is not working. And like I said, like a pro. Is this it, Rob? Yep. Yeah, go ahead.
Very much appreciated.
Can tell he's a little
And I
bit
don't mind
nerves
making this speech without a teleprompter because the teleprompter is not working.
No.
I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless. And that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
So funny. And then Rob, because I want to talk about the escalator. Do you have the one that I sent you about? And this is my problem with this, Pat. First of all, the escalator stops as him and Melania are about to start going up, and she actually jolts forward. All right, Rob, you have?
Yeah, I do. Hang on.
Okay, yeah, do your thing. And by the way, the UN staffer members had previously, this is according to the Times, not the New York Times, but the Times, I think in England, that they previously joked about turning off the escalator. Okay. And then they've joked around turning them off, the elevators and the escalators, and tell him that they ran out of money, so he'd have to walk up the stairs. Could you show this really fast? And watch Melania, Tom. She kind of jerks forward because it stops. Right.
She's wearing high heels.
Yeah, no,
so this could have been very bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's a pro, so she's
boom,
not affected
stop,
by
boom.
It. Yeah.
Look at this. Ready? Done. Now watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's okay.
And if you think all this stuff, all these things that happen is audio, the teleprompter, the escalator, you think of all that stuff happened on accident, then I got a bridge to sell you, ladies and gentlemen. These people hate Trump. They're all woke. They're all part of the globalist agenda. We know that. And a real guy stepping in. And I'm going to show you, in Charlie Kirk's words, the greatest explanation. I think this was back in, I don't know what year it was. The greatest explanation of why Donald Trump should be president. And there was a couple on there that I didn't even think about. I'll play that for you after this.
So now, do you understand why this is so freaking dangerous? If someone was wanting to do something bad, this is like a coordinated. I know they're trying to be funny, but you freeze the target. He stops. He's not moving. Okay, and considering all the stuff that's going on right now, including him taking a bullet, this type of stuff can't be tolerated. And Caroline Levitt said they're already doing an investigation to who's doing it. Because think about it, guys. That's a plan. If you can get that to happen beforehand or after the math bat, who's to say that somebody can be like, you know what? We're going to get underneath the escalator, because you guys have seen them at the malls when they're working on them. Let's just put a little device under it because we know he's going to stop. Okay, this is extremely problematic for me, because he's still, Pat, security-wise or whoever the hell's in charge, he's still touchable, meaning they could still get to him and ruin, like, dude, for 9 seconds, he's standing still. This was in New York. God forbid he was in foreign land. Mike, if something else was going on, you take the shot. And this, I'm talking about prosecuted whoever the hell that was, because bro, this is the president, the leader of the free world, and you guys made him a stationary target. And I think, dude, and these are UN staffers, Pat. I would, oh my God. And on top of them funding an illegal invasion here, I'm done with that.
So there's facts. Facts. Everything he said was true. This is my spirit animal right here. The angry patriot. I completely agree with Vinny. I love Vinny, man. I'm going to do that for my daughter. I'm planning to get her a BTC wallet for her birthday. Nice. I'll be stacking sats for her. I'll teach her to be a Satoshi baddie. Nice. Everything he said, facts, 100%.
Two things here. There's the if it happens once, it could be an accident. But if it's the audio that you're saying, I didn't hear the audio, but I'm hearing what you're saying. If it's the audio, it's a teleprompter and it's escalator going up, you're messing with them. Now, it could be somebody on the AV team, or it could be somebody at the top, because the AV team doesn't deal with the escalator team, doesn't deal with the teleprompter. Well, the AV and the teleprompter will be the same, but the escalator is a different team. Or it has to be a collaborated effort from somebody at the top. Or it could be the fact that there's 0.0003% chance that all of that happens at the same time.
Yeah, and you saw it. Like, he literally, think about it, guys. I don't know about escalators, but the moment they touched.
I am very sorry, Fanny. I just saw the video that Hodler just sent about Santa Claus. I'm sorry, Hodler. I was just teasing. I'm just teasing. OMG, the kids are so bothered by the Santa. Oh, I was just teasing. Guys. I'm sorry. You know I love you guys. Weenies, a group of very white girls who spontaneously drink abundant amounts of kung fu tea, and they think they know a fancy word for elbow. Yes. Awesome, Casey. I have to run. Okay, Neil. We appreciate you, brother. Let me do some spins real quick. Guys, I was just teasing about Santa Claus. Just teasing. My first watch of the escalator was safety of being a sitting duck. Yes, me too. Thanks, guys. Sat. Good night, Neo. Yep. All right, let's spin. Let's do 397. Let's see what's happening. Draw for the score. Draw for the score. What about Santa? Maddie, Santa is real. What's up, Maddie? He's working. He'll be here in December. Let me get Maddie on the wheel. Maddie, good to see you, man. And Coco. Good game, Jor. 397. Jor, the bot. Yes, congratulations. Absolutely, Jor. Boy, Holler was mad at me. 398. Holler, I'm teasing you, honey. Don't get mad at Uncle Jerry. Jor isn't here, Sharon says. Sharon, what's up? See, look at that, Holler. Look at that. Holler loves the wheel.
Spin that wheel, here it's real, such a flying, that's the deal. Round it goes, watch it land, Bitcoin prices in your hand.
Sharon B, how are you, ma'am? Good to see you. Put you on the wheel. Sharon B. Jor, good game. Congratulations. 390. Holler. Good game, Holler. Holler, Santa is real. Hi, Sharon. See, Santa's real. See, look at that. Double it for your lies, Jerry. Ha ha. Holler. Holler, congrats. Santa's a Bitcoiner. He is. He is. Congrats, Holler. 399. Let's see who wins that one. I don't know why I'm going so long tonight. I can do all this stuff tomorrow because we got a Fat Zap Friday tomorrow. Holler again. Look at that. You know, Holler doesn't really think you guys are very serious about Bitcoin. You know? I think she thinks you guys are not really stacking hard enough.
Nobody in your life has showed you active disdain. You're not active disdain. If nobody in your life has showed you active disdain, you're not stacking hard enough. If you are still invited to a family Thanksgiving, you're not stacking hard enough. If you're made fun of for brown bagging your lunch, you're somebody hasn't called you a retard in your life, you're not stacking hard enough. You're just not stacking hard enough.
He sure did. Run her sats, you Santa Claus hater. Yes. Yes. Sharon, how are you, ma'am? Good to see you. My first win in months. Thank you. Nah, you won, brother. You won the other day. I'm always here. I'm on Santa's naughty list, and I'm not getting any sats. You're good. You're good. You've been winning. Holler back to back. Let's see who can win block 400. We got Fat Sat Friday tomorrow. Jenny, holler. Jenny just gave 1,234 sats. Holler to you. And she says, for Holler, you Santa hater, you. That's for you, Holler. 1,234. Jor used to be Rose. Pepe, Cindy, you listen at the moment? Cindy's, you listen at the moment? Good game, Sean. Congratulations. Pepe, let's go. Casey, me too. I'm always on the naughty list. Great motion. Jerry the Grinch. Yeah, I know. If you're not an illegal alien, you're not stacking hard enough. Thank you, kind sir. No doubt. Pepe, if I wanted to be Santa for years, he knows it right now. Naughty girls are, yes. I wanted to be Santa for years. That's right, Sean. I want the naughty girls too. I'm pretty good at finding them, though. For real. Yay, me, Jen. Santa needs to know I live on sats. That's right. Sean, congratulations for 400. Let's do 401. Yeah, I like naughty girls too, man. Just don't wife them up. Don't take them serious. Anonymous. I think Anonymous's father is very happy right now for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's my boy.
He really gets happy when his son wins. Back. Okay, Dean. Put you on the wheel, brother. Jerry, you live in Vegas. Not that hard to find the naughty girls, sir. You ain't lying. They are here for sure. But being a single grandpa is hard, man. It's hard, brother. Good game, Anonymous. Congratulations. Anonymous, pooper. I'm working on it, though, Sin. I'm working on it. Anonymous. Good game, Anonymous. Packer family going nuts. Anonymous, congrats. Great. Did you rig the wheel yet, Jerry? No, not yet. Not yet. Backpackers have a lot to be proud of. They sure do. Hard, huh? Yes. Very. Yes, Sin. Very, man. Very hard, sir. Pause, of course. 401 goes Anonymous. You're a fool, bro. You are a fool, man. 402. Let's see what's going on with you. Jen, it's hard out here for OG Pimp. It is, man. Sure. Well, you have won the past 2 days. Where were you? Yes. Anonymous. There's Jenny. She won. Yesterday you asked for my wallet. Then went Mia. Then went MIA. Sharon. Yesterday you asked for her address. Then went MIA. Caught that too, Sin. LOL. Good game. For the old me, good job rigging the wheel. No doubt, Jenny. No doubt. The shower gets longer and longer. Yes, it does. LOL. KC, what is it? Jen. All right, Jenny. Oh, my God. It's getting wild up in here. Let's do 403. Just think I just ate too many Doritos, guys. I forgot I even had. Look at Dean. Come right back. Dean wins. Dean is the winner. All right, let's get back to this episode. Patrick Bet David show. I love this show, man.
I don't know about escalators, but the moment they touched it, it
Yeah.
stopped. That means somebody was like, now off power escalator.
You're right. Exactly.
That's a plan.
No, you're right.
That's a
I
plan.
agree.
Yeah.
You're right. So
I'm not
with
cool with that
Adam,
at
your
all.
thoughts.
Okay, this speech was the most consequential, most important speech of our lifetime. And I'm not being hyperbolic here. It was that important. The last time that Trump spoke at the UN was 6 years ago.
I agree. It's one of the, it's in my lifetimes, it is one of the most important speeches. He'll get into a reason why that, and also, like I said the other day, with Erica Kirk, her speech, trying to calm the rhetoric down, forgiving the man that shot him, being an example for these young ladies to be like, being the new CEO, no violence, loving God, a revival. So these two big speeches back to back to me are very, very important on our timeline in American history. I really believe that as well.
That important. The last time that Trump spoke at the UN was 6 years ago. They laughed at him. They literally laughed at him. Remember the whole speech with Seth Meyers and Obama, and they clowned him, and he just sat there and took it at I think it was the White House Correspondents' Dinner, whatever it was. He said, okay, 6 years ago, Trump was at the UN. They laughed at him. This time, they knew what was coming. They knew. We talk about there's a coordinated attack. It's a conspiracy. What are the chances? It happened to no other leaders. The escalator stops, meaning they didn't want him to even show up because he was on his way to give the speech. The teleprompter stops working all of a sudden, and the audio isn't working as well. This seems like a coordinated attack. It happened to no other leaders. I could be wrong, but prove me wrong. What he said was the most important speech of our lifetime, and he called out everybody Trump to their face. They're sitting there in the audience like this. Do you remember the movie Half Baked? I think it was Dave Chappelle walked into the room and he goes, F you, F you, F you, you're cool, F you, I'm out.
Yeah.
That's literally what Trump did. And he was telling the truth. He called out weak leaders. He called out the UN globalist migration agenda. He called the global warming scam. He called them out. And everyone was like,
That's why it's hard for me when I hear people that support the country that starts with an I and ends with an I, that they say that he's controlled by that guy that's ahead of that country. I just find that hard to believe, man. I find that hard to believe. I'm going to show you a clip here in a minute, talking about why presidents are so cozied up to that country. And this was back in the 80s. This was done. But I just don't see anybody controlling Trump. I just think there's certain things going on, which I'll explain when we watch the clip.
oh my God. And if you take an unbiased, non-sensitive view, he's 100% right. At one point, he said,
right.
You know, they say that Trump is right about everything. That's true. I'm actually really good at this. This is what strong, effective leadership looks like. And there's people out there that are blind with rage about Trump. If you love America and you hate Trump, you can hate Trump all you want. What he just did was the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And it needed to be said.
And by the way, while he's there, he's talking about immigration, Rob. If you can tell him you're destroying your countries.
Oh, yeah.
Watch this clip here. Go for it.
I love this.
Europe is in serious trouble. They've been invaded by a force of illegal aliens like nobody's ever seen before. Illegal aliens are pouring into Europe. Nobody's doing anything to change it, to get them out. It's not sustainable. And because they choose to be politically correct, they're doing just absolutely nothing about it. And I have to say, I look at London, where you have a terrible mayor.
Look at their faces. Look at this guy's face. Look at this guy's face. They hate Trump. This is why they threw everything but the kitchen sink at him and did everything to him, tried to shoot him, everything. Because they knew if he got back in office, the Trump derangement syndrome just went up crazy. You know what I mean? Just went 10x. It was bad in 2017, 2021, but from 2025 now, it's even crazier now.
Terrible, terrible mayor. And it's been so changed. Now they want to go to Sharia law. But you're in a different country. You can't do that. Both the immigration and their suicidal energy ideas will be the death of Western Europe if something is not done immediately. This cannot be sustained.
That's a pretty big call out right there. Massive call out. Is this a different one, Rob?
This is where Trump says he was right about everything.
Go ahead.
I'm really good at predicting things, you know. They actually said during the campaign they had a hat. the best-selling hat. Trump was right about everything. And I don't say that in a braggadocious way, but it's true. I've been right about everything. I'm really good at this stuff.
He is.
The country's going to hell. Proud to see.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, bro.
Stop.
Well, I'm
I love
gonna
him.
break this down because there's a lot of receipts, and I'm gonna step away from opinion, and I'm gonna break down things.
I was.
Number one, illegal immigration is perpetrated by the UN. They want it because it's part of globalism. What is globalism? Globalism is the destruction of sovereignty and the mixture of people that will be run by a globalist socialist elite. That's what globalism, that's what the foundation are. So the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab wearing that Star Wars, outfit, which was so weird, but I'm just commenting on what he was wearing, and Soros and everything. This is illegal immigration, globalism, hand in hand. And then they use climate change as a lever. Kofi Annan, if you go look at ChatGPT and you look for it, it's all been scrubbed. It has absolutely been scrubbed because Kofi Annan did say that climate change was a wonderful opportunity to redistribute wealth around the world.
Exactly.
From where? From the rich countries to the poor countries. What? Harmonizing everything under globalism. That's what it's all about. Trump was absolutely right about that. He's also right that all the UN does is write letters. Long ago, there was a very satirical movie that was very bad in a few ways, but called Team America. But there's this little scene where Hans Brix was the UN guy, and he comes walking in and he says, "If you don't do what we say, we will be very upset." And then what? Well, we'll write you a letter telling you how upset we are. And then he pulls a lever and he drops him into a shark tank. That's what I think of you, you powerless Muppet, And so.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Democrats on the federal level do to Republicans. Talking about letters. We're going to write you letters. We're going to slap you on the wrist. You know what I mean? And people are not taking the weak people serious. But they take Trump serious. That's why they have to attack him and lie about him. Because they know he tells the truth.
That commentary by Trey Parker, who is a conservative on certain levels, was correct. He's exactly correct. And that's what Trump was talking about. He's not talking about Team America, but he's making the same observation. These guys just write letters. And lastly, enough has been said about this, but I believe they were screwing with him with all the glitches and things that went on. I believe they were screwing with him. And is this the most important speech of our lifetimes? No, I don't think so. But it was a very important speech in Trump's administration after all the things he's tried to do, going to Alaska and getting people to talk, going to Iceland, all the things he's tried to do. And now he's going to the UN and saying, look, this is what I'm doing. And he's having to stand up to a lot of things. He's having to stand up to allies of Europeans. He's having to stand up to the UN. He's having to stand up to a lot of things. And I think he's doing a great job with it. And he was drawing a line in the sand. That's what I think about it. And the UN, we should not misunderstand just how dangerous the UN is when it gets its own army. And it gets its own army through, we'll use white trucks that say UN. It'll be a peacekeeping force where they borrow soldiers, men and women in arms from all these countries, and you put them in the white trucks as an army following an agenda, not about the countries they came from, but the UN's agenda. To me, that's dangerous. And so, Woodrow Wilson, League of Nations, all the things that started this is the horrible, polluted downstream pond of good intentions of getting international countries to work together.
I fully agree with Tom. I want to ask you a question. Don't take this the wrong way. What was a more important speech than this? The only one I can think of was Reagan, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Well, you said in our lifetime.
That's what I'm saying. Well,
there's a lot that's happened.
Well, there's a little bit
Tom's
little bit age gap here. A lot of people don't remember that. I'm not messing with you. Name another important
Always
speech.
messing with me.
Tom, name another important speech like this. I believe this was the most important speech for where the world is today. Calling out the UN.
How about Fourscore?
Tom wasn't there for Fourscore 7 years ago. Pat.
I was in the bathroom at the time in Lincoln Center.
But seriously, you're knowledgeable about this. I literally.
By the way, you know what I love, guys. This is what I love. You posted a video yesterday of a few months back of me reacting to you saying, "You're never going to get me to vote for Trump," right?
Yeah.
And then in my reaction, I said, I don't think people realize how big of a Trump supporter Adam is today. Like literally insane Trump supporter. I love the fact that this message got you the way it did, which, by the way, I do think it's a very important message because he is coming back and saying, I told you it was going to happen. And by the way, this is Adam from 4 years ago. Go ahead. Listen to this. Well, it's going to take a long time. Don't worry about it.
No, I got it. Doesn't bring that out of people at all.
For the fifth time. This is where the audience gets upset sometimes because you don't answer questions.
No matter what you
For the
say,
fifth
you're not
time.
going to convince me to vote for fucking Trump.
So
whatever way you want to pose the question, I'm not going to say you got it.
This is
Big Matt too.
This is what's happening.
If you go to the post, I titled it. I said, "I'm willing
Yeah, I know.
to be reasonable.
Yeah.
Which is power versus
but
force.
you changed. That's the
Yeah,
part.
well,
you didn't have it at first.
No,
Then you were willing.
And I think a lot of people need to understand that.
Yeah.
There's so many people filled
Yeah.
with rage that I can't believe.
That's so interesting because he was a leftist. A lot of people are changing about Trump, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are figuring out the lies and the manipulation. I love that.
Believe Trump.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest Trump fan at this point because I was willing to be like, well, maybe, they were lying. Oh my God. Because I was willing to reason and be reasonable.
And you know what this example is, folks? I mean, it's at least for me. The example is the fact that you need patience, okay? You need reason. You're not going to get them all, but you're going to get some of them. You'll get many of them, many. Even some stubborn guys that were former hardcore Jewish athlete in Miami that was on the Kim Kardashian wedding with celebrity that half the girls in Miami, the guys who date someone in Miami before they marry them, they text one guy.
Relax.
Even if that's the guy. I'm just telling you, right? Even if it's like people can change. But, you know.
Yeah, so that's interesting, man. That's interesting. But now I'm going to show you the best campaign speech or the best argument for Trump in 2020. I believe this was shot in 2019, 2020. This is Charlie Kirk about 5 or 6 years ago. This is the best explanation on Trump I've ever heard. Check it out.
Little did I realize in this moment 5 years ago that I was about to be personally witness to the greatest defense and explanation of President Trump ever given on camera. Charlie Kirk describing why Donald Trump must be president.
President Barack Obama said the American dream is to be what? Is to be Donald Trump. That's what he said the American dream was. Why is it that this guy's all of a sudden the populist here? He's supposed to be part of the ruling class. It's because he's a defector from it. It's because he was in the dinners, he was in the cocktail parties, he heard the language, he heard the contempt that the ruling class, the Wall Street financiers, the Washington, D.C. lobbyists, and the Silicon Valley elites that he had to be around. He knew the contempt that they had for the plumber, electrician, the carpenter, the bricklayer, and the person building the very same building that he was financing. So he took the woman rank mentality, the philosophy that built that woman rank quicker and better than anyone could have imagined, despite the New York City bureaucracy, the municipal burdensome rules. And he said, I'm going to bring this to Washington, D.C., and I'm actually going to do something a politician has never done before. I'm going to tell you the truth, no matter how brutal and honest it is. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do. From the time he went down the escalator, he was the only person running for office that talked about China immigration, the two issues that are most affecting our country now. How was this possible? Because he listened to the very people the ruling class hated. So what makes President Trump different? This is a president who didn't need his job. He's the only president in American history who's going to be poorer after becoming president than before. He's not going to sign a book deal big enough to possibly make up for the gains. His son, investigated by every single authority imaginable, from Bob Mueller to the House Intelligence Committee to Adam Schiff to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, after being set up for that very same meeting. His businesses audited and currently under criminal investigation by the New York Attorney General for no reason and no grounding further. His other son, Eric Trump, his charity gets shut down for self-dealing despite no evidence at all. He just wants to give treatment to cancer kids, St. Jude's Hospital. He's the only person that would be more damaged materially, philosophically, and morally. Every other president ends up better on the back end. They end up being able to write their stoic journal and drama, being better respected. This guy is a vessel for us, a vessel for those of us that have nothing but resentment for the kingdom of Washington, D.C. The type of people that think everything is just perfectly fine because we just built a Hermes. Hermes is now in Reston, Virginia. Don't you know? Louis Vuitton's in Fairfax County, everybody. Things are great.
That is the best argument you will ever hear, condensed, distilled like a proof alcohol into why Charlie Kirk believes in this president.
I love that. I mean, in under 2 minutes, I've never heard anybody explain why Trump is the best candidate for president. That was incredible, man. I wish I heard that when it was going on, because I didn't vote for him at that time. Very stupidly. Sharon, Jerry, so is Sharon, Jerry. Sharon, you ain't lying. Sharon, what about now? It's not showing up, Casey. If you're sending the address, if you send the whole thing, it won't show up. Gotta say, stop harping on the obvious, sir. I saw that, Sid. Saw what you did there, Sid. Winky. Sin Diesel, well, we know the obvious, but there are still a lot of people that are oblivious. Yes. It's not showing, Casey. Whitney Houston? Houston? Intro? Whitney Houston? I'm not understanding that. What woman is fat? Because I'm a male, so I don't know what that means. Dean, you're the winner, the last one. Let's do 404 and 405. I don't know why I'm here so long. I gotta do freaking what's the name tomorrow? Fats at Friday. Let's do 404. Coco. Can I give you my MPub and go get it from there? I also can't see it. Yeah, just put your name down. Casey. Just put your name down. There she is. Oh, Maddie's there. Okay. Congrats. Coquito. Go Cougs. How are you, man? Good to see you. Just put you as go. Maddie's the winner. 405. Congrats, Coco. Casey, don't put the whole address, just your name. Yep. Wish you have a nice day, guys. Thank you. Good game, Coco. Congrats, Coco. Casey, that's not going to work, Casey. That is not going to work, man. All right, let's do 405. Coco, woohoo. Congrats, Coco. Coco's the winner. Yes, he is. Rizna, are you still here? Is Goku as character Goku in an anime character on Dragon Ball Z? 405, yep. I'm also going to play the video. Riz. Now, I'm going to play a video from one of my favorite presidents who gets a bad rap, man. I'm telling you, this man gets a bad rap. This is the late, great Richard Nixon. And this is January 7th, 1992. He explains why America supports the country that starts with an I and ends with an L. And why they'll never back down.
In your book, and you say that you have said it many times. You make the observation in your book, and you say that you have said it many times when you were president of the United States, that no president is ever going to desert Israel, right?
Correct. I put it more bluntly. I said, as I told congressional leaders during the 1973 Yom Kippur War, no American president will let Israel go down.
In your book, you make it clear at the same time that Israel really is not of any enormous strategic value to the United States anymore.
That's correct.
So why then would the United States continue to burden itself with huge loans, in some cases outright grants, to the Israelis, jeopardize possibly young American fighting men, when there is no strategic value involved, or little strategic
Because the
value?
United States is concerned by more than strategic values. That's maybe a weakness, but it's the way we are. And there are moral issues involved here. We don't have an alliance with Israel. As you know, they're not an ally of the United States in the technical sense. But we have a bond to Israel that's much stronger. It's a moral commitment because of what happened during the Holocaust, and a moral commitment because it is a democracy, the only democracy in that area. And under the circumstances, that is why American presidents and the American people in the future will support all out the survival of Israel if it's attacked.
You've always been a very tough, pragmatic man. And I just wonder if you were the president of Israel and you heard Richard Nixon talking that way, or for that matter, heard any sitting American president talk that way, and say, but there's really no strategic value anymore, how much faith would you place in that kind of a moral commitment if push really came to shove?
If I were the president of Israel, I put a great deal of faith in it because of the track record of the United States, and also because he would know that that is the way the American people are. There is no doubt whatever of our commitment to Israel.
There it is. They'll never stop. Democrat or Republican, it does not matter. Looks like Risen is not here. So let me take Risen off the list, and then we're going to do the all or nothing game here in a second, guys. Let's do 405. Casey. Congratulations. One last thing. Tricky Dick said the quiet part out loud. On that note, I'm out for real now. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Sin. That was null and void by the Santa Claus. Casey Love. Woohoo. Yep. All right. That's it, guys. Close the books out. For Jerry, the accountant, can pay you guys later tonight. Write down 1234 for Hodler. Then the all or nothing game, guys. So let's do that real quick. Thank you guys so much for being here. This is your reward for being here this long, listening to me react to some videos. I guess I'm a professional reactor now. We watched a lot of videos today. What, buddy? I don't know what you're saying, buddy. Go in there. I'm working. You're not going outside? What are you talking about? You want to go on the balcony? What are you saying? You want to go out there on the balcony? Boo, finally. Congrats. Thanks, Jerry. No doubt. You won. Casey, finally. Casey, woo-hoo. Hurry, Jerry. Sharon B wants that clock. Yes, she does. Sharon B wants that something. I thought you were going to say something else. All or nothing game, guys. Thursday, September 25th, 2025. Player one, it's on you. Let's see what happens. 5 winners. Sean, Pepe, if you're here, sir. Pepe, you're the winner. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Tomorrow is Fat Sat Friday. Spinner Keith. Pepe. Just the way you wrote it sounded like something else, Kramer. I'll keep it. Thanks, Jerry. No doubt, bro. Smart man. Player one is 100. Congrats, Pepe. Player one's Pepe. Let's see what player two is going to do. Good game, Sean. Scotty. Scotty's still here. No, Scotty's still here or not. Wait for Scotty to respond. Congrats, Scotty. Congrats, Scotty. Yes. He sent in one comment, and that was hours ago, so I don't know if he's still here or not. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Congratulations, Scotty. Yep. What I'll do is I'll give him another areas. Spin it, Jerry. All right. Scotty says spin it. I hope he wins. Looks like Maddie won. Maddie, you got 200 sats. You hope he wins. Going to send you 999. That would be nice. Good game. Congratulations. Congratulations, Maddie. Maddie, congrats. During George's live, Scotty 99 changed his name many times. Oh, does he? Good game, Maddie. If I got up early enough, I'd watch it. But I go to bed late. It's all or nothing, Maddie. You got 200 sats, young lady. Oh, Scotty sent in 99 cents. You spelled 1,000 wrong, Jerry. Scotty said, you spelled 1,000 wrong, Jerry. Reminder, as an American, you have every right to, quote unquote, share conspiracy theories about anyone you wish. This right was not given to you by the government. It was given to you by God. Exactly. The Constitution purpose is to remind our government of this fact. Yes. Keep. Okay, Maddie. Maddie said, I'm going to keep those. It's unlike Maddie. Tima, I'm working. I'm about to beat your butt. Don't come back in here. Okay? Go sit your butt down on the couch. All I got to do is say I'm going to beat his butt and he'll stop. Maddie, congratulations. Maddie, player 3, player 4. It's on you. I keep, brother. Risner, you already lost. Finger picked. Risner, you're way behind on the live. You got to catch up. You're about 10 minutes behind or a couple minutes behind. Sorry, me, no doubt. Whoa, okay, I'll sit. Figure fit. Raising Cane, spin or keep. Let me put Risner on the wheel. Put Risner on the wheel. Make my grandson something to eat. Congrats, finger pick. Keep, Jerry. All right. Finger pick, you got yourself your 100. Good job. Your name is Go on the wheel. I got you. Congratulations to the winner. You're right here, Go. I got you right here underneath Maddie. Last player, player 5. It's on you. Okay. He put it as Go. Yep. Commercial break. Congratulations to the winner. No doubt. No doubt. Really appreciate you guys joining me today. Like I said, tomorrow's Fats at Friday. I don't know what time I'm gonna start tomorrow. I'll try to do it too. Commercial break. Woohoo! Yeah, got it. Thanks. No doubt. Good games, CB. Good game. Congratulations, CB. CB, give him to Emily, please. All right.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first. There's no one in your contacts named Emily.
Go. You are here too. Hope to win. Yes. Oh, Emily. Thank you, CB. No. Thanks, Jerry. Have a good night. No doubt, Dean. Emily, I'm assuming you're going to keep these, right? I'm guessing you're going to keep CB that. Gang. Emily, you're going to keep them, right? Keep them. Okay. No doubt. Well, we have 4 winners, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys know what time it is. Sharon's favorite time of the day, favorite screen. The debt clock. And ladies and gentlemen, the name of this video is United We Stand, Divided We Fall. How do we do that, right? How do we stand united? Well, it's simple. Recognize that this is not right versus left, it's good versus evil. And these people that are on the evil side, they're trying to divide and conquer us, right? And the people that are brainwashed and are zombies are going to be hard to convert. But the people that are on the fence or in the middle or not paying attention to this stuff, we must find those people. We must recruit as many good soldiers in this information / demonic good versus evil war as we can and forgive the bad ones when they want to come back. It's not right versus left, it's us versus them. As simple as that. And just because you don't agree with them politically doesn't mean they are evil. Just because somebody is a Democrat or a Republican doesn't mean they're not a good person. Okay? That's why I was showing you Anna Kasparian and some other people. Now, it's hard to find that. I'm not saying it's not. But the people that are a problem are these people right here that run this system. It's a bad system. It's an evil system. It's a demonic system. We're at $37.5 trillion in debt, ladies and gentlemen. Before you were born in that 40-40-40-40-40 plan, they devalued your money by 40% in 1933 with Executive Order 6102. They confiscated people's gold. The price was $24 an ounce, and it went up to $20 an ounce, $20.62, and it went up to $34, $35 the next year. 40% devalued. Today, you're also part of a 40-40 club. What is that? You go to school, you get good grades, and you get signed up in the slavery plan, the indoctrination plan, the plantation. And you're there for 40 years. You work for 40 hours a week. They take 40% of your pay. Your pay, the money, quote unquote, gets printed. 40% of the supply got printed from 2020 to 2021 till now. 40 times 2, they say, 80% of the money supply has been printed. Of all money supply since 1913 has been printed in the last 4 or 5 years. They want you to work for that broken money for 40 years before you can end up with a broken $40 watch. Now, let me ask you guys this, because they say America is a democracy. I didn't vote for that. Did you? If you are one of those people and you pay your taxes, you owe $324,000, ladies and gentlemen, out of that $37.5 trillion in debt. What are they spending that money on? Illegal immigrants? People that are not working and giving them free food stamps? People living off the government's teat? I don't know, man. Again, I don't trust the people that are not good stewards with money. But we need a new system because this system is clearly broken. And this system is simple. It's the exact opposite of that system. You can't print it. It's scarce. It's uninflatable. It's portable, meaning you can go across seas with this money and nobody knows it. They can't confiscate it from you. It's durable, international. It's money of the people, for the people, and by the people, like our government's supposed to be, like Greg just said. It's divisible to the nth degree, verifiable in supply. You can't change it. Decentralized, and like I said, unconfiscatable, which means, ladies and gentlemen, it is unstoppable, just like you, if we all work together. And this is the only money, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sorry, it's not just for America, it's for every country in the world. This is a global money, but particular in America, it is the only money that can break this system, pay off the national debt, stop inflation. If you support this system by running a node and buying as many of these units as you can today, your family's going to be building statues of you in the future. And if I had to take a guess, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what that is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for Fat Zap Friday. Thank you guys so much. God bless you and your families. I'll see you tomorrow. And until then, and as you guys know, I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.